On an etymological standpoint, means fire in the middle, or Solomon's temple, the soul of man, the energetic frequency of the soul, the ether that amalgamates with the holy grail of the sphenoid bone to where you become a whole brain thinker. When you become a whole brain thinker, that's when you activate Crystal City. The Crystal City is not actually inside the planet. It's within the factions of your neurological faculties that activates the neuroendocrine transducer by way of the magnetites and the dendrites in the brain, which is the 144,000 crystals, which is basically the embodiment of the crown of thorns on Jesus' head when he went through a process of resurrection. That's what this is talking about. So I showed you right here, like I said, the lost Ark of the Covenant is a decoy and a distraction. Bread and circus, which is basically a form of Roman semantics. The reality is that the place of the skull, the Golgotha, Argartha. Remember, I was telling you, I'm going to show you. Matter of fact, I think it's down here. Yes. You see the word Argartha. Argartha is really associated. I'm going to scroll up. When you look at this at the top, where my cursor is, it says Golgotha. Because Golgotha inside Hollow Earth is actually Argartha, the place of the skull, resurrection. Jesus was crucified on Mount Calvary, right? So everything they're telling y'all, they telling you that the Christ consciousness is here. It's internal. Y'all looking at this like y'all looking at, oh, they did the pyramids, oh, they found. Everything they telling y'all is within your genetics. That's all it is. That's all it is. So you have to think beyond the limitations of westernized indoctrination. You got to think outside the box, because the box is what keeps you here. The box is comprised of the holonomic brain theory, because your brain is tether connected to the simulation by way of gematria, right? Because we live in a pixelated, simulated reality, because the universe is mathematical. So the gematria body is acclimated to the brain. So this is why you be reincarnated by way of your belief systems, because they want you to believe in things outside of yourself to bring you back here. So when you understand that everything's internal, that's when you're going to reach the apex of the Zohar body. That's when you're going to unlock the scroll of all. You're going to unlock your fire in the middle. You're going to unlock your crystal city. You're going to unlock your black sun. All that is in you, right? So this is the fake CIA documentation they came out with. Well, the CIA documentation is not fake. This is a real CIA documentation talking about the Ark of the Covenant, but they're not telling you that it's actually in the skull, like I've been telling you. Now, one thing you got to understand about, Hollow Earth, that he's talking about, see, the information they coming out with is nothing new. They just basically castigated the information and then told you that it was a conspiracy. All this time, they show you that the pyramids of Giza lead to Hollow Earth, right? You see the pyramids of Giza, and they're zigzag zig, right? Which is a personification of God. You go back into Hollow Earth. So these are different cave systems and pyramids that lead to Hollow Earth. You got Mount Impomio in Italy. Then you got another place in Mammoth Cave, Kentucky, where I'm close by, that leads to Hollow Earth. Then you got cave systems in Brazil.
Oh man, I got another amazing video for y'all. We have a special guest here with us today. You know what I'm saying? Nobody other than my brother from another mother, B-Dale.
Peace, brother. How you doing?
Pretty good.
My brother, brought me back on the channel. We're going to be dropping some knowledge. You know what I'm saying? We're going to give y'all the real edification that y'all need. We're going to throw in some jokes. We're going to make it fun. We're going to make it educational. And we also going to make it, to where everybody's able to understand the information intuitively. You can follow me at BDL1014 on YouTube, on Instagram, BDELL1014.
Word. All right, y'all. So y'all already know, man, how we do. We gonna get straight to it.
Right.
Enjoy yourself. Just make sure we're not trying to convince y'all anything. Make sure y'all going out here doing your own damn research. You're responsible in what you believe, but hopefully today you receive something that you need. Bars.
The rotation, the orbit of the planet, some of them are 65, 70.
Why, so that's what, what's going on basically.
Okay.
A huge catastrophe 69 million years ago, and even went through another war 1 million years ago. The ruins on Mars and all that, some of them are 65, 70, 80, 100 million years old. The space and all that is at least 1 million years old. Now, according to the Andromedans, the face belongs to a group of Orions. That complex was built by Orions. The pyramids were built by Orions. Now, I understand that there's all kinds of coding and
Okay, so it's automatic. Okay, cool. I'll delete that post. Setting up. Mhm. We having a good time today? It's gonna be a good space. Just checking my vocals to make sure I sound right. Maybe I need to put this out a little bit, like right here. Maybe turn it a little bit more. Okay, so hopefully that looks better and sounds better. Well, yeah, I don't think it turns. Would have been cool if it turns, but it don't. So I have to make that work. There we go. We having a good time today? It's gonna be a good space. Just checking my vocals to make sure I sound right. Maybe I need to put this out a little bit, like right here. Maybe turn it a little bit more. Okay, so hopefully that looks better and sounds better. Well, I wonder how does this sound? Does this actually sound just as good, or does it sound a little bit off? Is what I'm checking to see. I wonder how does this sound? Does this actually sound just as good, or does it sound a little bit off? Is what I'm checking to see. Let's see on the distance for this one. Does it still pick up my voice just as good as it would if I had the mic super close to my face? Let's see on the distance for this one. Does it still pick up my voice just as good as it would if I had the mic super close to my face? It does actually. Picks it up very well. So I'm like, I guess you could say I've been too close to the mic. Oops. Oh boy, I almost made that mistake again where I set it up for the stream and didn't record it because I had to do that last time, and I'm gonna let y'all know it is a pain in the ass when you got to go back and actually like record your space either on your phone or on your laptop or recording the whole thing. It sucks ass. You really want to get it in one take. You know what I'm saying? So, what's going on, Callie? Cali Crypto, what's going on, my brother? I hope everything's good for you on this Monday. It's raining here in North Carolina. I don't know what's going on there, but if you want to come up the stage to speak, just hit my line and I'll bring you right up. Hey, Just, how you doing? If you want to talk today, you can come up too. I'm just gonna be trying to get this pinged out, and now you can see my lovely face on on the stream as well. I'm on my YouTube channel and I'm on X. I'm still needing to work on to get on to Abstract as well as Twitch. It's just, man, these streaming services when you be trying to get them on a bunch of platforms, it can get really costly. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, King, good morning. How you doing, Jonathan? Happy Monday, Joe.
What's up? What's up, man?
What happened?
Uh,
I thought you were going live earlier and you went like for a quick second and I was like, damn, that was quick.
no, I was testing. I was testing it out. Because okay, so like I'm using OBS, right? And on OBS, it normally pops up the StreamYard. So it didn't pop up StreamYard, and I'm like, hold up, is this thing even working now? I was like, let me go live and see if it's gonna work. And as soon as I did it, I popped up on this screen, and that's why I got off. I'm like, okay, it's working. It's working. I don't have to go through the process of re-signing in.
I feel you, bro. I feel you. Yeah, I've been using StreamYard for, I want to go say 2 months now. I like it. I'm a fan of it. It's easy to use. How are you feeling besides the little issue you're having today, though? Are you a fan of it?
Oh yeah, I actually like it. I'm just trying to find ways on like I'm gonna probably watch a YouTube channel to learn how to use it better. But I've had it for a while and I haven't really been utilizing it like I should because I've been using just OBS at first, but then I learned that you take StreamYard and then run StreamYard through OBS so you don't get those glitches.
Okay, and that's something I haven't implemented myself. Actually, the OBS with the Streamyard. So are you starting a new YouTube channel, or do you have one already? So, where can I support you?
Actually I do. It's actually my name. It's Jonathan Fulp 96. Yeah. I mean
Okay.
98,
Okay.
98. It's 98, my bad.
Is it on your
Yeah,
main
but
page, fam?
no, I have not. I probably need to put that up there instead of my LinkedIn because people don't go to my
It's-
LinkedIn.
I'm going to it right now. So what are you talking about? You don't have
Hey,
it in there either. It takes you. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought you meant Linktree. It takes you. That's the LinkedIn. Okay. Okay. Okay.
yeah, I need to get a link tree. I don't even know the process of setting that thing up.
It's simple, bro. Just Google it, Linktree. It's free. Anybody could do it. It's simple, bro. It's simpler than Streamyard, straight up. So if you need help though, fam, I'm here. I'm using it. Probably gonna go live today, but yeah, I'm willing to put in some time and we can do it together, fam.
Okay, cool. Now, is that one free or is that a paid service as well?
I use the paid service. Me and Chris Vaughn, the founder of G5, we go ahead and pay back and forth on the months because we're both on Alpha Junkies on YouTube and pushing to X. So yeah, we just take turns paying for it. It's only fair.
Yeah, that's nice. Teamwork makes the dream work. It is a fantastic time to link up with people. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still getting over my I don't know, slight PTSD of people fucking me over and over again. So I usually just find a way to get it done myself, but it's not been easy to open my hands and be so vulnerable with people to ask them for their help or anything like that because people of the past many times have just used it against me. and it's something I've been working through. It's not easy for me to ask people for help.
And that's a lot of people. A lot of people. A lot of strong women that I've had in my life. That's one thing I've noticed. They struggle with asking for help. My mom, single mother, my ex, unfortunately, even asking help from myself, the closest person to her, it was just like, ask for help. I'm here. So I mean, I'm here for you. That's what I'm trying to say, and I feel you. I feel you. Especially as men, it's like we feel like we need to figure it out and YouTube it and not ask, but nah, bro. This is Web3. We're here to support and help each and every one of each other out, bro.
Well, I appreciate that. Dang it, I almost missed my introduction. Let me hit this introduction real quick. Okay, everybody, this is Brunch Before Lunch, episode 27. We are talking pyramids info because I found it very fascinating, the information that I have found out about the underground caverns and everything of these pyramids, and a little bit more because y'all know I like to talk. I like to talk a lot, and it's fun for me. So, if you could like repost the space, if you could do the same thing, if you watching back on X, me going live, I appreciate all of the likes and support. Um, it really just it makes my world that people actually support me because I support a lot of people every day for many years, and a lot of them I have knocked off the board because they don't give me any support, like none. And it takes you a while to do that when you're a person that's a giver. You know what I'm saying? To notice that these people that you were helping and like reposting their stuff and making comments on it when nobody was making comments on their stuff or liking it. And then when they need to reciprocate, they don't give you shit. And it does hurt, but when it happened to you a bunch of times, you don't feel the hurt no more. You just do like my goons right here, and you just take that sword out and you just cut their ass out because energy is reciprocated one way or another. Whether we meet each other IRL or we haven't yet, it's supposed to go back and forth. And if the energy is only going out, then you taking from my cup and you got to pay to take from this cup. It might not be money, but at least some support is still payment, man. And ain't nobody taking from my cup no more. I will take this sword out and I will cut your ass in half and leave you where you are and keep it moving. And don't worry, don't think that it's gonna bother me because if you knew me very well, you would know that almost as soon as I blink, I done completely forgot about you. Huh. I don't like to be
Bars,
that way
bro.
on purpose. Yeah, I don't like to be that way on purpose, but I had to move back home to remember who I was. Like I lived in Oklahoma and I became the man that I am today from living there, but I forgot who I originally was, like my original OG DNA. And I had to literally move back here to remember who I actually was by going down streets that I used to go down as a kid, by talking to my mom and family and stuff and finding out that like what I thought that I didn't know what I was, I've been the whole time. I just needed to put some light back on it to bring it back to the surface, you know?
You're absolutely right, bro. And real quick, I need to do this for you. Because it's real, bro. It's real. We got to protect our energy here. And if you're not, and that goes for Web3, that goes for IRL. I have a lot of friends and family that don't reach out, and it's only me, specifically my father, specifically. And this one hurts because you know what? I didn't grow up with the dad. So, to be able to finally get that relationship back to where it needed to be after many, I mean, we're talking 10 plus years, and it took my little sister to say, hey, big bro, we're going to be moving here soon, we're going to be moving to Texas, like I don't want you guys to have that type of relationship, I want you guys to fix it. Well, yeah, we fixed it for sure, but you know sometimes old dogs can't be taught new tricks, bro, because father, dad doesn't reach out, and it's just me, and it hurts because it should be both ways. And it's same thing here in Web3. Support those that support you. So I love what you said that about that protecting your energy, and it has to go both ways. It really does, especially in Web3, guys. If you're pouring into other people's cup, You have to have somebody that pours into your cup, and that's exactly what I say. I've been hosting some morning spaces, and I pour into people's cups daily, but I stop specifically when I pick up my daughters, because I say, all right, guys, I'm done pouring in your guys' cup. I got to pour into my daughter's cups before they go to school, and make sure that they have a great day, and make sure that I pray for them and send them off into the right path, in the right direction, the right mood, right mentality, and that's Mondays. Yeah, Mondays are not fun, but you know what? Change that mentality, and let's make it great. New week, new opportunities. And man, I'm here with Jonathan, and who knows what comes from this? Who knows? But Jonathan, I appreciate you doing this, fam. I'm glad I'm here. I just wanted to support you, bro.
You know, it's always a pleasure, man. Like we be talking about our kids back and forth. I checked on your kid and when your kid was in the hospital and everything. So it's nothing but love and I really believe that fathers around the world should bond as much as they possibly can. Because at the end of the day, like there's a difference between a dad and a father and a mom and a mother. And I think more people need to understand that. Like, there is a big difference between those. A dad is somebody that, you know, gave the swimmers, got you came out, and they kind of went on. But a father instills legacy, knowledge, hope, drive, desire. Like there are many things a father does, and a mother does the same thing. But my mom used to always say that just because you can produce a baby, don't make you a mother or a father, which is definitely true. And my dad wasn't around. He wasn't around as a kid. He wasn't a father. He was a dad, and my dad was a Rolling Stone. You know what I'm saying? He was extremely smart and brilliant and very charming, like myself, and different things. But I realized something. I never hated my dad, like ever. But the thing about it is that if he was around, I wouldn't have never been the man I am today. I think the people do not understand that there is a silver lining in everything. And if you can sit around long enough and really break it down, you'll find that the things that you wish you had in your life would take you from who you are right now. So you just need to accept those things and take them in and move on with your life. You know what I'm saying? Forgive the people that you felt hurt you, but I never got mad at my dad. And I've had some crazy experiences with my father. My father, we used to sit around and listen to classical music on his Cadillac couch, which, if y'all don't know, I'm an old school kid. A Cadillac couch is so long that me being 5'11" and my dad being 5'11", we can lay out full length and our feet won't even touch each other. That's a Cadillac couch. It's super, super long. But we sit there and listen to classical, used to watch opera and different things with him. And then when I got older, we used to, smoke joints and listen to classical. Um, that was my time that I found out that I don't know. I guess I'm connected to nature a lot because I live with bees for almost an entire summer in the kitchen. Like he never did anything to kill the bees when I stayed with him over the summer in the kitchen, and they came out right underneath the sink in a hole. So for a whole summer, I lived in the house in the living room with bees flying around, and I never got stung. They just hung around. And I know that story sounds very odd, but that's not the oddest story. I tell you, man. I really could probably do a whole podcast over the crazy things that's happened in my life, that I've been through, that I've caused, that I've had happen to me. But I'm here. I wouldn't be this eclectic, charming, good-looking person that I am today if that wasn't the thing. You know what I'm saying? So I do have one thing I forgot to do, and I need to get better at this. I have to give shout out to Exposed Media and the Exposed Media family. I need to get better at doing that, because they are my family. They have helped me with a lot of stuff, and we take it over one day at a time, and it's just such a beautiful thing. I also have to give a shout out to Wallet Guard because I literally have not worn this only on one stream. I wear this on every single stream that I'm on because Michael K, I support that brother. He's helped me with a lot of stuff. And if you message and DM him, he will help you no matter where he is around the world. And I can tell you for an honest, truthful fact that that is true because he was literally at an event helping me with my laptop to get it set up. So he is committed. So shout out to Wallet Guard and MetaMask as well. So, that's my introductions on that. I don't know if anybody want to come up and talk about any of the things that we're about to talk about, give their insight or how they're doing or any of that. I really would like to, and like for you to come up if you can. Um, we've been doing so much with chelanetic sciences and talking about indigo children biweekly with my girl Rax, that I wanted to just do a space where it's not one I really had to think about a whole lot in depth. I am working on some other stuff, but it's gonna take me longer to get a breakdown and do a space on it. Cause sometimes y'all motherfuckers don't come up here at all. Y'all just be wanting to hear me talk, I think. And use me as background ASMR soft music or something. Um because sometimes I'll do a lecture. Well, it feels like a lecture because nobody comes up, and I'll be talking for like 2 hours straight, and I'm just like, okay, do they even do they want to come up or they just want to listen? And I think sometimes they just be wanting to listen to me. Mm.
Sometimes it's good to hear some positivity in the morning, bro. And you bring that, and I appreciate that. Man, you're right what you were saying about if the things that wouldn't have happened to us, it wouldn't have shaped us to who we are. And I agree with you because not growing up with the father made me be want to be a better father. But on the same sense, Jonathan, there's people that do the same thing, keep that same generational curse going. And you know what? I decided I was going to change the game, because I don't know what it is with the Hispanic community. Fathers are, for whatever reason, non existent. I mean, I didn't grow up with the grandfather, I didn't grow up with the father. So I definitely knew that having kids, I was going to do better, because I didn't want to put my kids through what I went through, and I had daddy issues. I really did. And it's kind of weird to say, but it's reality, and admitting it and saying it out there and putting it out there and being vulnerable about it is it's just another form of healing, I guess you can say. But yeah, man, it definitely shaped me to be the father I am today. And I am 1000% a girl dad. And I have my oldest son that's going to be turning 24 this month. So definitely some good times and some good things to definitely celebrate, bro.
Man, that is all good stuff. There ain't nothing bad that you could say about that shit. That is, I love all of that because I feel you. My grandfather, his dad had died when he was super, super young. I think he was like 3 or something like that. So he wasn't taught how to be a father. So how is he gonna be a father in the 1950s? You know what I'm saying? So then he didn't teach my dad how to be a father. So my dad didn't know how to be a dad. I am a general, I am a chain breaker. So I am the one that's broken the cycle. And that's I was raised in the house by all women. You know what I'm saying? My father wasn't around, so a lot of the things that I learned, my mom used to always say, you could either end up being a single dad, which I did, or you could end up with a woman that don't know how to do any of this stuff, which I did also. So, you never know what your life is preparing you for at the beginning. And I find it fantastic that my daughter has long, beautiful hair. And I know for a fact that from 5 years old till she was at least 13, I did her hair every day. I did her hair for dance. Now, the women I was dating over the years, I had them do her makeup because I'm like, I'm not stepping in that. Where my daughter ain't gonna go out there looking all crazy like she from a horror movie. I don't know how to do that. But I do know how to do hair. So I would do her hair. And let me tell y'all, when I first got my daughter full time, it was crazy because I'm a militant type person. A guy my mom dated was ex-Marine. I didn't realize that till I moved back here. That's the guy who influenced me on how to, on that militant kind of thinking. But my daughter came from a crazy background at the house with her mother. It was very unfit for a child, and she went through a lot of things that I don't think a lot of kids will come out as good as she has at this point. You know what I'm saying? And us we just butted heads all the time, like all the time. It was all the time. But at the end of the day, I told her I'm not your mama, so things will go a little different. I'm not gonna put my hands on you. But then I realized, as the scientist that I am, that I let y'all know that your children are a chemistry set and they are an experiment, and you're the scientist. You know what I'm saying? So I had to study my own kid all over again. So I had to study to find out what makes her tick, what gets her motivated, what doesn't. and it helped me to grow as well as to being a better father, a better man, and a better leader. And those were the things that we did. So she said she wanted. I asked her. I was like, when I first got her, I said, "Hey, now I'm not your mama. I'm not gonna sit here and pay for a whole bunch of stuff and have you willy nilly doing all these different events and sports or whatever. Tell me, sit down and think about it hard, and tell me what is the one thing you want to do." She told me she said, "I want to dance." I said, "Okay." So by that Monday, I'm gonna let y'all know. On Sunday night, I had a bullet bourbon in my hand, and I was on my phone looking up dance places that gave you a free. You get the first session is free. I found one, and she went to that one, and she was doing competition dances for like 3.5 years after that. We only stopped because it was too stressful. It literally was giving her a bad attitude. She didn't see it, but I saw it. So I pulled her out of it. And about a month or two later, she said, "You know what, Daddy?" And I'm like, "What?" She was like, "I think I know why I had a bad attitude." I'm like, "Oh, really? Please tell me. How do you know that?" She said, "I think it was dance." I said, "Oh, I'm glad you finally figured that out." She said, "Well, what do you think I'm going to say?" "That's why you pulled me out of it." Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to know when your kid is hitting a breaking point and things are getting damaged. You know what I'm saying? I started to see the downfall of her being pressed so hard, because with dance, you only get like a month or maybe a couple weeks out of the year that you're not practicing dancing. That's a lot of stress on them girls, you know what I'm saying? And what really helped me to start realizing it is that she was doing her last of the year dance recital, and it was at a park downtown, the new area that they had built in downtown Oklahoma City. And before she was going up there, I used to always tell her, make sure you do a check that you have all your stuff. She didn't do a check, right? So she came and asked for my keys, and I'm thinking in my head, like, why she asking for my keys? But okay, maybe you need something. Do you know what my daughter did? And I found out later, my daughter literally ran across traffic all the way to the truck to get her shoes, and then she ran all the way back before her recital was about to start, because she knew that she didn't do what I told her to. And here's another kicker: she almost got hit by a car on the way back. And that is a crazy story of her. So she went out there. She almost got extremely aggressive with some girl whose mom is a teacher, who she was talking to her like she was a peon. And my kid is me, and she's not gonna let you talk crazy to her. So she was about to put hands on this girl, and they were like, "Y'all just get ready and just go out." So she goes out, kills this dance routine, and then next thing you know, she comes over to me and she just falls out crying. And I mean, like, bawling. It was a pivotal moment. I got at least 30 to 40 parents sitting around me at a park looking at me, probably wondering, I wonder how is he going to handle this. So y'all already know what happened. I put on the Batman mask, you know what I'm saying? And I picked my kid up with words and emotions, and gave her hugs. And I'm looking around, and people are getting teary eyed too. And I'm just like, nah, man, like I cannot do that. That is one thing that I know very well about me, is that when it's go time, I turn into a completely different person. Um, and it doesn't go away until the situation is over. Like, I literally put a mask on and turn into somebody else to help me get through any job that I need to get done. And I was so proud of my daughter for doing that. I thought it was stupid that she was running across the street when I clearly can run faster than her, and I'm a grown adult, and I could have ran over there, got them shoes, and been back. You know what I'm saying? But I guess you could say I've very strongly instilled in her, to be a fighter, and to keep pushing, and just take it one little step at a time. And I'm very excited about that. My daughter's 16 years old. She got 2 more years of high school, and then she is done. She don't even want to go to college, and I'm not gonna force her. It's not for everybody. I just want her to be happy, and to work on things that she cares about, that helps her feel very uplifted, and that also helps other people feel uplifted as well. And I know I went on a little rant right there, but that happens to me a lot, just to let y'all know.
Nah, good stuff, Brody. Good stuff for sure. Man, I love that, you're a great father. I love that, you're not ashamed to do the things like doing hair. I'm a cheer dad. I second place in the competition for cheer at the jams competition. I'm proud to be a girl dad. There was guys that would make fun of me, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you think. Like, I don't. I'm here for my daughter. I'm here to show up and show out for her. And man, I love how you put on that Batman mask because I mean, just last month I had to put it on a few times and raise some hell at school, for some things that were happening that I believe that shouldn't have happened. And, we have to do that for our children. And you know what? I'm gonna be completely 100 right now. I'm gonna be completely 100 because I think somebody can use this information and maybe relate somewhat. So, whew, last month, yeah, man, or maybe a couple months ago, me and my daughter got into it before school, and she went to school upset, and teacher noticed and asked what was wrong. And all she said was, Dad was mean. And what did that cause? CPS to come to my house, bro. And if you don't know me, and you guys probably don't know my story, but I've raised three kids in the same school, in the same elementary school, in the same junior high school, in the same high school. Okay. My middle child is actually a senior now. So yeah, Jonathan, I'm looking forward to her growing and building. She's already working. She's got her good head on her shoulders. But let me go back to the story. I've volunteered at this school multiple times. Man, I've seen teachers retire, teachers come and go, principals come and go. People in the office already know me by my voice. So I had CPS called on me, bro. And uh, so how did it go? Let's see. So the teacher called CPS. They came to the school. They interviewed my daughter, and it's a one-on-one here in California. I'm not sure where it is in the rest of the United States, but here in California, uh, it's a one, and they're supposed to only ask questions to the point where they are noticing that the child will get uncomfortable or stop saying no and doesn't want to answer any questions. They're supposed to stop. Well, this person kept on pressing my daughter into saying some things that she felt that she was led into saying, and I'm definitely feeling that way. And you know what? And then they called for somebody to come check out my house and come to my house, and I'm okay with that. I'm completely okay.
Oh,
Because you can never be too sure. You don't know what kid out there might need a little bit of help, right? Well, unfortunately, it happened to me, and my kid didn't need help. My kid's it's fine, but they took my daughter into a one-on-one, bro, and got her to feel uncomfortable. She came home later that day and was bawling in the restroom. Okay, that really that broke me. That wrecked me, as we say here in Web3. So the problem I saw here, the one-on-one happened. When it came to the point where that adult felt that there was some abuse happening, they should have got somebody else. That's what the protocol is. They're supposed to get somebody else to be able to hear who's lying, who's not, make sure we're all on the same page, right? Well, that didn't happen. My kid got pressed to a certain point where she came home and got upset and was
okay
crying.
now.
And man, I just feel like there needs to be a change in the school system, because we need to be able to
Your
protect our
microphone might have
kids,
blocked your
Jonathan.
face.
And you know what? And you and I are all about it. And I had to have a talk with the principal and say this needs to be changed, because who's there to protect my kid? Yes, I understand you guys are here to protect the kids, but who's there to protect my kid from being pressured into saying things that she doesn't want to do? Where's the recordings? So man, I'm just that kind of drove me to a little bit of wanting to raise them hell and get down to the bottom of stuff. So I completely relate to you of putting on that mask and being our superhero for our kids. Because I mean, who's really out here looking out for our kids if it's not our schools? We have to, bro. We have to. And this is why, like, I pray for them every single day before they go to school. But yeah, go ahead, fam.
No, no, no. You fine. I do my praying in the shower underneath the cold water. It exhilarating, and I get straight tapped into my spiritual, deities and ancestors. But I will say though, at the school that my daughter was at elementary, everybody liked me, but everybody feared me, including the children. Even the children was like, "Your dad is so cool, but he scares the crap out of me." And my daughter be like, "Yeah, he scares me too." Um, so I guess I just have an aura about me that I ain't playing. Like, if you turn the switch on, you're not going to get Batman. You're going to get the Joker. And you're not going to like how he plays because he plays for keeps. So, at the school, they gave me any information that I wanted, and I didn't need to be aggressive with nobody. Anything that may happen, they would come to me first before they went to her mom. because between us, I was the more responsible one. That I came to her school for recitals. Like I went on field trips with them, and I did different things because my mom could never do that. She was working two jobs trying to raise three kids. She never got to do any of that. The one thing my mom did get to do is that we used to do track and field or field day in elementary, and she used to always come. And that was a part of like me having like a little flashback of the school I was at because she kept all my certificates for me winning all these races. And she was like, "You was either first or second." I said, "Yeah," because I had to always race a girl. This little girl was named Portia. And when I tell you, part of my language, this little bitch was fast as hell. She was. So every year in track and field, she would either win or I would either win. It was man, that girl could cut on she could cut on the wheels on you. And I had to make sure that I stayed in front of her right off of the bat or I could lose. And, going back down the memory road has really helped me a whole lot. But I'm with you with the school stuff. Now, my daughter's mom, she is not the one you want to make mad and come to the school because she is going to be ghetto and loud and cussing people out and acting outright. And then I got to tell her to shut up and go stand in the corner over there or go sit down because you need to let me handle this. There's a certain there's a certain tact you need to have with people, especially authority, and some people just don't develop that. My mom did not play that. I'm from the South, so if you didn't say yes, sir, thank you, ma'am, open doors for people, and be cordial with people, you got popped in the back of the neck, and I got popped in the back of the neck a lot. Okay, so um, today that is just not us. All three, me and my two sisters, we are usually the best at customer service no matter where we go. And we're as cordial as we can. We get a lot of things that people may normally not get because we are charming. And it does help that we look good too and dress nice. We got a fashion sense. Those things do all help, but people enjoy people being courteous, especially nowadays when most people aren't. Like they're nasty. And I am one of those people that if you're a woman and I open the door for you and you act like it's a God given, like I'm supposed to do that, you better believe I'm going to say some shit so you could actually hear me talk about you can't fucking give a thank you. So I am one of those guys. I'm not going to be aggressive about it, but I don't have to open the door for you. Like, period. I could just close the door behind me and you figure it out. So if somebody's being courteous to you, you should be courteous enough to say thank you. I appreciate it. Have a nice day. Any of those things. But when people are doing things out of kindness or their heart, you should definitely the repayment on that is that you could just say thank you. What is that? That takes you like a second to say, and let people just move on. You know what I mean? And I think things would be a lot better if people were more cordial with people and stop thinking about only their self. Like you see it all the time. I see it at my niece's school because I take my niece to school back and forth every day. And I'm she does one thing she see me in there is cussing every day, going to go pick her up or going to go drop her off because these parents are just so dumb. It's just so irritating. Like the common sense factor is crazy. Like I don't get it. I really don't get it. And maybe I got too much common sense or common sense ain't common no more. I don't know, but to me all the stuff they're doing, I'm like this is like basic stuff. Like, I don't know how y'all don't know that. Why would you impede traffic and block the whole line waiting for the cars to come up that are parked on the side like they're supposed to? Why would you wait for the line to come all the way up to you before you turn in? And since the law is so lax around here, they don't enforce it. There's literally a sheriff up there sitting at the school. Now they pull out metal detectors for these kids every day, but you ain't got a sheriff standing in the street directing idiot parents on how to actually, be in a line. And it's irritating to me because you're impeding traffic. That is literally against the law. You cannot do that. So it's I don't know, man. At that looking at that school, I see why there's so many problems there. And they have problems in their school that none of us had when we were kids. You got kids bringing vape pens to school. And this we're not talking about high school. I'm talking about middle school. I didn't know kids that did that in middle school. Kids getting pregnant. You know what I'm saying? you're in middle school. You're not even in the eighth grade. You're in the seventh. How are you thinking about any of this stuff? I mean, as a kid, I wasn't thinking about any of that. What I was thinking about was Dragon Ball Z, watching some anime, me doing some drawings over something, watching a movie, TV show, going outside to play, things like that. But thinking about drugs and sex, and I didn't give a fuck about any of that. I could care less. You know what I'm saying? So kids today are, I'm not gonna say they lost or anything like that, but they're exposed to too much. And I'm not gonna sit there and say that they learned all of it on the internet. You learn more, at your house. And through COVID, we found out what kids are really going through at their house with all those videos that popped up. Um, which I would have thought that would have helped the teachers be better with the kids, with the school system. But it didn't really change anything. You know what I'm saying? If a kid's not doing right or they're acting out, you might want to find out what's going on at home and stop trying to blame it on the kid like it's their fault. They, like my mom always say, they didn't ask to be here, so you should be doing right by them. What you got, Callie?
And bars, bro, bars. I wanted to go back to the vape pens and bringing them to school. I think in suburban crypto actually brought this up to me. Why is it that when we go to concerts, sports venues, we have to use transparent bags, right? Why don't we have that in schools? Why for safety reasons, I feel, and I agree with Suburban Crypto, they should have backpacks that are completely clear so you can see exactly what's going on in there. Why? For safety reasons, obviously. I mean, recently I just had a scare at my daughter's high school. And Jonathan, you knew about it. You sent some prayers over, and I appreciate that, fam. But I mean, we had a scare just a couple weeks ago with somebody bringing a gun to my daughter's school, and it scared the fuck out of me. I was literally 2 blocks away, and I couldn't not go pick up my daughter. And then I'm hearing from my daughter that kids are in the classroom are freaking out and scared that they're barricading the doors to the classroom and hiding in the corners. So it's sad to hear that my daughter had to deal with the trauma as well as all the other children in the school, and even the staff. Like she told me that I don't know if it was the assistant principal or the principal that announced it that we're in lockdown. That she said I can hear how nervous and scared he was over the announcement, the PA system. So I think to keep things better, obviously it'd be great to have a sheriff, like you said, not only to protect our children but also keep that traffic flowing, bro. Because yeah, parents are dumb. There's people out here that shouldn't be driving, as well as there's people out here that probably shouldn't be having kids either. But man, who are we to say? Only God can judge us at the end of the day. But yeah, I just want our schools to be safer, bro, and kids should just focus. But it comes down to what's really happening at school. Do they even have fathers, parents? And that's what I have noticed in my 42 years of age. You know, kids that don't grow up with leaders, people that guide them in the right directions, fathers and mothers, they really do have it harder and need that real good person in their lives to guide them and direct them in the right direction, man. So shout out to all the strong women in my life that have guided me in the right direction, because I've always had strong women in my life. I mean, talking about from friends to friends to man, just amazing women, bro. So yeah, God bless each and every one of you ladies out there doing it big, alone too, single women.
I'm not even gonna lie, man. It is a rise of single fathers right now. Which there's me and like I don't know, five of my friends back in Oklahoma that are all single dads. Um, I stopped putting it on men and women. I put it on people. There are people that raise children well, and there are people that don't. And there people are always trying to make something divisive about everything, man. Like it's either gonna be about gender or it's about race or yada yada yada. It's like I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm tired of that shit. Like in general, I'm tired of hearing it. I'm anybody that's a feminist or a red pillar or whatever. I listen to y'all for pure comedy because it shows me that you have a lack of depth of thinking. That it is too many people on the planet today to base anything on color or gender anymore. And you used to be able to do that, but there's too many people. You can't do that anymore. You just say people. So when I see outlets and different things putting out all this information, men doing this and women doing that and this gender doing that, and I just literally laugh at it. That's why y'all see me put up the gift for the Joker, because that's who I always been. And I laugh at things like this because it just shows me how short sighted you are and that you have no depth. Now, granted, you can drown in a puddle of water. But, I like to swim in the depths of the ocean. And not everybody wants to deal with that, because you got to deal with your own personal shit first. Because if people are getting you triggered on every little thing that they say or doing, then there's something in you that you need to look in the mirror and get worked out. Because the world is not the problem. The world has always been the world. You got different technology, you got different things. Now that we have information, you're finding out about things that normally you wouldn't find out about. And if you don't believe me, go back and watch old movies and tell me that you don't sit there and be wondering why the hell they ain't calling the house. And you be like, damn, this is 1980s. Them motherfuckers they ain't got no cell phone. You gotta find a telephone booth to make a phone call. Like, I think people don't understand. It's literally the times. Yes, we are in an information age, but you still need to put forth the own work inside of yourself. Like, that is that's one thing I will roll over to this pyramid conversation, because it actually goes with it. A brother that I watch regularly is named BDale1014. You can find his YouTube channel, and he is a engineer. This brother is crazy smart, and he literally breaks down like the esoteric things that are going on. And he did a whole like hour lecture on his YouTube channel, because that's BDale 1014 on his YouTube channel, about these pyramids, and breaking them down on how everything that they trying to. Now I got to check the real facts on this, but he finds information in places I don't know where the hell he found it. So I'm still learning how to find stuff like that. But he literally breaks all that down. It's like everything that they trying to actually put towards us. They're saying like the stuff with the pyramids, what they power, what they do, the different things on the planet. Actually breaking it down, he's like, that's literally all in you. He's like, everything they talking about physically outside is actually physically inside of your body that you can actually use to your benefit. I was like, damn, that's kind of deep. I didn't really understand that. But as more I think about it, as I think more in depth on it, he would be right, because if you look at it, everything that's going on today, whether it's on the newspaper, it's on the timeline, it's on the news, it's even on, TV shows or movie, it's everything trying to bring you outside of yourself, for you not to be able to trust yourself with like the simplest of tasks that before you could. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of energy and different things that are coming together that they're using to manipulate people's minds, and they're getting you so worked up on a physical war, not realizing it's a mental war, and they've been winning a lot. Now, granted, us on the spiritual side, we've been winning too, because a lot more people been waking up more than they have before, which is why things are being amped up much quicker, which is why, what is it, 2025 seems to feel like we've been here 10 months already. It's only fucking April. We've been getting hit with whammies from day one. You know what I'm saying? So, and now the markets look the way they look. Oh my God. It's like Bloody Monday over here. It's been bloody, and I don't know. It just feels like the way they're raising prices on everything, giving you less, as well as adding more chemicals to things, putting things on the news that is misinformation to get you worked up, is causing people to snap. You know what I'm saying? And in combination with those things that are energy, if you come to my space a lot, you'll know that I tell you that there is no good or bad energy. It just depends on what a person does with it. But if you give out an abundance of energy, and you got people that know how to manipulate that in a very negative way, by showing you things, mixing it with the bad food, the chemtrails, and different stuff, man, it all works together. It's the entourage effect of hell, pretty much. It's not that good THC and CBD entourage effect that we love so much. It is literally the entourage of hell, and people really got to work on themselves, man. Like they really have to dig deep inside and deal with that shit they ain't dealt with in a long time, because those are the people that's gonna get swept under. They really are. And that's why it's also good to check on your people, check on your friends and stuff. If a person pops in your head that you used to talk to or whatever, there's a reason they might have popped in your head. They might be calling out. Maybe not physically calling out, but they may be spiritually calling out. Y'all might still have a little connection there, as I like to call it, a thread still connected to both of y'all. You need to check on people, you know, but don't check on them so much that you take on their burdens and their karma, because you can do that too. You can hang around people that are going through some shit that they don't want to deal with, and you get to a point when you're supposed to pull back and you don't, and then next thing you know, you wonder why your life is falling in shambles too. And it literally, the energy that was on them just leached onto you. And sometimes their life starts getting better and yours start getting crappy, and you don't know, like, hold up, what the fuck just happened? I was doing so well last week. It's because they kind of swapped you out a little bit. And taking care of your energy and knowing these things is kind of, well, not kind of, it's very important right now, more so than ever. Which is why I don't touch a lot of people either, because I don't want any of that on me. You can keep all that. Um, Plus, people don't wash their hands like they used to, so that's another reason why I don't really let people touch me like that either. Yeah, your dirty hands don't touch me. Um, but okay, so I'm gonna get back to the pyramids. My bad. I will go off of the rails sometimes if y'all ain't been here before. And okay, so the pyramids, there is a guy, I believe his name is Alex Kohler, and he did a lecture over the pyramids of what he really believes the pyramids were built for. This was 30 years ago. He was telling us about these pyramids. Now the crazy thing about it is not too long after he did this lecture, of course, they found him dead. So that should let you know that what he said, it either was true or it was so close to true they were like, get this motherfucker out of here, because he is no. But that's the great thing about recording something and people screen recording things. Information never goes anywhere. But what he was actually talking about was he was breaking down the face that y'all remember that they said they saw Mars. I know y'all remember that face, um, because it was from a satellite image, and then they tried to say that it wasn't a face, it was just the way the light was hitting it. He was breaking it down that there is a combination of the Stargate that they were using between Egypt and they were using with Mars. And that he was talking about the name of the tribe that actually made that face, that was on Mars, as well as his theory on pyramids of why there's so many on the planet and why there's clusters in certain areas is because he was saying that they're weights. They're weights to keep the planet moving how it should be moving, because of the simple fact that it's like the same equivalent as the weight that they put on your tire. I was like, what? Now, I know that might be blowing some of y'all mind, because it blew mine, because I'm like, dang, I never thought about it like that. But when you start thinking about the fact of they knowing that they were using the pyramids as a power grid to power many different things, and then they talking about these pillars that had water running through the bottom of it, and being able to use energy. Y'all know how y'all know what a battery is, especially a car battery. There's a lot of liquid in a car battery, as well as a bunch of other stuff. I don't know what the hell it is, but it's it reminds me of the same thing. And the fact that you could use it as a power source and use it as a counterweight, it makes you kind of look at things a little bit different. Now, some people say that it's all bullshit, which is fine, but I will let y'all know this. One of the, I can't remember this guy's name right now, but one of the greatest archaeologists, Egyptian guy that is still alive today, I had VHS. If y'all don't know, you young people out there, anybody watching, VHS, uh, back in the day, I mean, you can record over everything. Sometimes the tape pop, but it's what I had to use. I actually recorded like the first time that he broke into a new cavern that was not discovered. And he was saying, even back then, this was back in 2000, he was saying he believes that this goes deeper. He said he don't know how he's gonna be able to find that out, but he knows in like he really felt that it went much deeper. And I used that video to take it to school for my report. And I would say like probably the 3 years, not the 3 years I was in high school. I'll take that back. The 2 years for sure when I was in high school, my teacher actually used that tape to teach them um, about more about Egypt. So I really believe that there's many more things going on, and there's just not a lot of stuff they're gonna try to give us. But you have to understand there's a lot of secret information or occult information out there, which for y'all that don't know, occult means hidden knowledge. It's not anything nefarious. They try to make it sound nefarious so your ass won't go look nothing up. And if you fall for that shit and you're not curious, man, you are missing out on like the great plethora of information. It's it's a it's a fun ride to learn things that they try to say you shouldn't learn or whatever BS that they're on to get you to not look it up. But then once you learn the information, you go back and look at your regular life and pieces start linking together that didn't link together before because you were missing things. So being curious is important. Callie, I don't know if you saw anything about these pyramids, but you could chime in if you got something.
Yo, that's wild. I had no idea, but it does kind of make sense. Um, and it makes sense why they're not letting people going up on those pyramids over here in Cancun anymore. In Cancun, yeah, it is in Cancun anymore. Sacred. I definitely wouldn't want to mess any of the weights, keeping the world spinning in the right direction. Because I mean, think about it. This world is put in such a perfect spot that if we were any further, we'd be freezing, dead, not alive, unalive. Or if we were just a little closer to the sun, we wouldn't be able to handle it. So yeah, it's crazy how this world is. There's definitely a lot of information that is not given to us, because we are the little people. We are not, institutions. We are not whales. We are not the black rocks. So it's important to jump into different spaces, man. Jonathan, this has been an amazing space with a lot of great knowledge, bro. I appreciate this, but definitely pulling up to the house. I'm gonna get changed. I'm gonna hit the gym. I'm gonna go and get ready to make some content. But man, I just want to say thank you, and it's always a pleasure just vibing with you, fam. You've always been a real one towards me and around me, and I just want to say thank you, bro.
Hey man, gratitude to you, brother. I'm going to go to me and my daughter gonna go to the gym later. I thought I go get my niece from school. So, hey man, that really helps us, fight back the beast by going to the gym and getting that frustration out. So, yeah, man, enjoy your day. Always a pleasure. And we got to link up and do some more spaces together because I think we got a good ass vibe. You know what I'm saying? From east to west coast.
Let's go. I'm down, bro. Just send me the link and I'll definitely be popping through for sure and supporting you, fam.
Appreciate it. Same. Man, that is my brother Cali Crypto. Love that dude. One father to another. Um, if you find good people, man, do what you can to keep them around. Now, are y'all gonna make me stand up here and just talk by myself, or is somebody gonna come up here and not be scared, or is free to actually have a conversation with me? Because I will ramble as well, but I really like to have someone to talk to ping stuff off of. So, but I will say that I am gonna post it is a TikTok link that my girl Jess, which I'm trying to use that to get your ass up here on the stage, actually sent me about a woman really breaking down the pyramids as well as the Simpsons, the link between the two. It is very fascinating. Um, I don't know if that would be in the foil hat category, but it is some very fascinating information that definitely makes you think a little bit like, really? Would that would explain a lot with the Simpsons, but it's uh I don't know, man. This world is so much fun if you're looking for fun and adventure and excitement, and it could be dark as shit if you're looking for that too. So it's got a little bit for everybody. Uh, let's see here. Okay. Well, um, billionaire, I know you ain't doing that, motherfucker. You might as well come up here and say something. Cause I ain't even talked to you in forever. He gonna leave me hanging too. Okay. Okay. I see what's up. I see what's up. Say Mr. Long Hair don't care. Um
You funny as hell.
ah, ah. How's it been, man? How's it been?
What's the word, man? How you doing, bro?
I'm doing pretty good. I could be doing better, but I could be doing worse. So I'm good. Equilibrium in the middle. How about you? Let's see you out
Man,
there.
I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm doing good, bro. I just got out the gym and now I'm smoking a joint. I'm chilling. I'm about to go study after this. But I saw your space pop up. I haven't seen you in a minute, so just wanted to stop by type shit.
Well, I appreciate that, man. Have you seen anything over the this new information about these pyramids and stuff? Because it's really fascinating. It's then brought it back to the forefront again.
Nah, I have not seen it. But what you were saying about them possibly being weights to the planet is definitely crazy. I've never heard of that before, but it low key do make sense though, and it would make sense if if all the countries around the world have like a pact to protect them, equally protect them. Um, if that's like hidden knowledge that they're hiding from us, so uh, I think it could be true. It makes sense to me if that's really how it's working.
It really does, but it is kind of like the pact that it's like to be known to not like black people around the world. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that seems to be a pact in a lot of places too. You're like, hold up, so where did y'all have this meeting again? Because I notice a trend here, and it ain't trending where I want it to go. Um, so that part is funny, but I still gotta give a laugh out to y'all don't hate me for this, but and some people might leave because of this, but you know what? I don't really give a shit because it's my show. Um, when Putin put out the Black Bible, only a couple like a week before Easter here in America was the funniest shit that I have ever seen when it came to being some religious get back because he did that shit on purpose. You know what I'm saying? Because he could have waited. He could have brought that out anytime. He did it a week before Easter.
Are you talking about when he showed a picture that Jesus was black? Like with
Yeah,
that
but
Bible was like,
he held a whole like little conference thing over it and talked about it, as well as showing the pictures. And that Bible you can buy. I think that Bible's pretty expensive now, but yeah, you can actually buy it. But the fact that he told all that information a week before Easter, people are like, "You crazy? There's no way." I'm like, "Dude, you know this dude is ex-KGB, right?" And it's their whole breakdown is not just physical fuckery, it's mental fuckery. They teach them more about mental fuckery than physical fuckery. And this dude is like one of the last members of the KGB. Of course he's playing mind. He plays chess. Like he's like a world, not like a world champion, but he's at that level. Like it makes total sense to me. I would even do that because I'm that type of asshole that I would literally do that. Oh, you got a problem with that? Go ahead and put that out. Put it out a week before so it can stew. It can stew a little bit, get the internet going crazy right before they have Easter. Go ahead and hit them with it. Yeah, I believe that. Uh, what's going on, Just?
Hey everybody. I um I wasn't gonna come up and talk, I'm not gonna lie. I like hearing you talk. Um, but you brought up the Simpsons video that I sent you about ancient Egypt, and I'm pretty sure the creator of The Simpsons was a time traveler. Okay. I'm pretty sure that's what's going on because there's no way um, that they'd be able to put all of this together. I mean, unless it was just divinely orchestrated that way so that we can go back and see what the what how they relate, you know? So, I mean, I could play the video for you on my other phone so you guys can listen to it. But but yeah, I mean, I think it's worth listening to either way. But they do have good picture on there. What were you gonna say, John?
All I was gonna say was is no, it is very good information, which is why I put it down in the comment section because it is really good information that she said that actually links up to the things that they have been uncovering. It actually goes together. Not only that, she was saying that the creators of The Simpsons were mathematicians, as well as I forgot what the other one that she said. We didn't know that. They just looked like regular, you know, pothead looking dudes. We didn't know they were brainy people creating a show. So they took the show and what the sister was breaking down is that they mixed all those things together, like the esoteric knowledge, as well as like mathematics and sciences and different things. Because she was like on the show, anything that's dealing with numbers and mathematics, you can look it up and it breaks down exactly like they have it on the show in comedy. So they put it in comedy form. And to me, that is the most brilliant way to get occult knowledge out to people without them even knowing it. Because there's nobody that doesn't know anything about Simpsons episodes. And then you go back and watch them many, many years later, after you've been through life a little bit, and you be like, oh shit, is this what they were talking about then? So it's dope. Jess, you got something to say?
Oh yeah, it's all the truth. They just passed it off as a joke, and that is how you get the knowledge out to the masses without getting in trouble. So hey, it works. It's just we all thought it was just a joke. And, there's even history behind Marge Simpson's blue hair that is, you know, really tall hair. It's in relation to the hats that they used to wear in the Egyptian times. I mean, I don't know if any of you have seen the headdresses that they wore, but it is the the hair that she has in the show is in relation to that. So they talk about that in the video too. Do you want me to play it, or you just want everybody to check it out on their own?
You know what? You know what?
And
You
just
know
said
what?
she came with the proof.
And no, no. If she want to play it, she can. Cause I did a little bit of throwing out some bait like fly fishing. You know what I'm saying? And then I pulled the Dave Chappelle. Don't take this the wrong way, but gotcha, bitch. And she came right on up on stage, which is what I
You
wanted.
did.
So I appreciate it. Hook, line, and sinker. So yeah, if you wanna, if you wanna play it, you can.
Nah, nah, nah. It was the oh, I see how it is. I see how it is. I
Yeah.
see what's
See,
going
but
on.
that's
I was
fly.
like, oh my God.
That's that fly
Okay.
fishing. See how I kept squeaking it out there. You kept thinking it was something to catch, and you were like, "Bam, gotcha. You good. You good."
All right, I'm gonna play it, y'all. Okay. Let me make the volume. Okay. The Simpsons didn't predict the future. They remember the past. Because time isn't linear when you decode reality through sound, number, color, and symbols. This isn't a cartoon. This is a ritual, a Stargate disguised as satire. In 1998, Homer Simpson drew an equation that predicted the mass of the Higgs boson 14 years before CERN proved it. Gematria confirms that Homer Simpson equals 70, Higgs boson equals 70. They're showing you this is encoding. And where does Homer work? At a nuclear plant. The company logo has the symbol of the atom, the building block of matter. But here's the deeper decode. Homer is a tomb, the Egyptian creator god who formed himself from the primordial waters. A tomb didn't need parents. He emerged from chaos just like Homer, stumbling through radiation, chaos, and explosions. And a tomb's tall white crown, it mirrors a bowling pin, the exact object Homer worships in his pastime. Then there's Marge, not just a wife, but a divine feminine symbol. Her tall blue hair forms a sacred crown. Her seven pearls for the chakras. She's always holding the family together, the emotional frequency of the home. And in 2023, a 3,500-year-old Egyptian sarcophagus was found depicting a woman who looks exactly like Marge Simpson, down to the hair. Was this a prophecy or did the Simpsons already know? Because Marge is not a coincidence. She's Isis, Hathor, the cosmic mother, the divine feminine hiding in plain sight. Frank Ocean knew the loop. He released a song called Pyramids, a 9-minute sonic portal through Cleopatra, strip clubs, and time glitches. And in the official artwork, he embedded The Simpsons into the pyramid. He wasn't hiding the truth, he was showing you. The Simpsons are the pyramids, cartoon frequencies, ancient memory, and media ritual. Then he launched a jewelry brand called Homer, linking it to both The Simpsons and the mythological author of the Odyssey, the journey, the loop, the code. And Frank's birthday, October 28th, the same day Stargate released in 1994. The movie Stargate told you the blueprint. A portal buried in Egypt, opened by code, ruled by Ra, a false god using advanced tech. And now compare the math. CERN equals 23 and Stargate equals 23. Because this isn't fiction, this is physics, ritual physics. And yes, there was a real Stargate project run by the US government. Its mission, remote viewing. Psychic spies trained to see distant people, timelines, and dimensions using only the power of the mind, not fantasy, declassified science. Their tool, screens, symbols, and focused targets, just like the hypnotic glow of the TV you watch each day. Every Simpsons episode starts the same way. The family rushes to the couch to stare into the screen. It's not just a joke, it's a ritual reenactment. You're being programmed through repetition. The screen is the new Stargate. Liquid crystal, memory, radiation, color frequency. You're not watching for fun. You're watching to remember. Now, here's the part most people miss. The Simpsons was written by physicists and mathematicians. Al Jean, Ken Keeler, Jeff Westbrook, PhDs in advanced mathematics from Harvard and Yale. They weren't just writers, they were initiates. That's why the show encoded real physics, future tech, and rituals, because predictive programming is nonlinear memory transmission. It's all traced back to the dollar, the pyramid, the all-seeing eye. Novus Ordo Seclorum, a new order of the ages. This is Egypt 2.0, not with stone, but with silicon. The old bloodlines rebranded with entertainment and electricity. In 2025, it becomes official. The U.S. launches the Stargate AI program, a $500 billion initiative to dominate timelines, memory, and consciousness. The old Stargate was stone. This one is built from code, because if you can shape consciousness, you control the simulation. Now back one more time. Why does Homer love bowling? Why is his team called the Pin Pals? Because the bowling pin is the crown of a tomb. He's playing the gods, bowling down realities with physics, laughter, and entropy. This is sacred geometry in comedy form. Even the word conehead references the ancient elongated skulls of priest kings and starbanes, the divine memory we've forgotten, but the Simpsons kept alive. Here are some final quotes. The Simpsons equals Egypt in the Latin cipher 572. This is because Springfield is a mimic of ancient Kemet. It's the playground of gods, radiation, rebirth, and resurrection. You weren't just watching a cartoon. You were watching a ritual, a non-linear Stargate coded with color, chaos, comedy, and memory. Homer is a tomb, Marge is Isis. The screen is your solar disk. Frank Ocean revealed the loop, and the gods are bowling for timelines. You are the Stargate. Decode it, and you awaken. The Simpsons didn't. Wow.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
it's just, it's just, I always feel so sorry for people that are so scared to learn about something new, something that they may have been told, you don't want to learn that. That's the devil or some BS. Let me tell y'all something. Okay. I do own the digital book over the definition of demons or the demon dictionary as they call it. And eh, it's a good read. It's a good read. There's things you want to know. But I'm that curious. I don't have any fear when it comes to knowledge. Because it's out there. So why would I want to know it? People ask you all the time, like, or ask me all the time, dang, you know a lot of stuff about a lot of stuff. Well, that's because I like learning a lot of stuff. Um, it's interesting to me, but it helps to open the door for conversation. Now, what if you was somewhere and it's some people that you want to get in, you want to talk to, and they start talking about a subject that you know you've learned a little bit about already. Rather that's a documentary or anything like that, that gives you a way to get into the conversation. See, that's the other reason why you need to learn about a lot of different stuff. Not just for knowledge, but it may help you down the road to be able to use to put you in doors and rooms that you were never going to be in the first place. But that one conversation you have with somebody gets you in a room that you never would have been in before. So being curious about information is literally everything. But when I heard that, my mind was blown. Okay, I don't know how you feel about it, billionaire. Because Jess, I know how you feel about it. But billionaire, what did that do? I know you've been smoking, so I know it blew your mind.
Yeah, it definitely did. Man, I went started going down the rabbit hole around like 2020, and like I've read a lot of this shit back then. So to hear it be spoke about a lot more now and be a lot more open out there is definitely crazy, and I think it goes even deeper. To be honest, like I don't know how far the rabbit hole goes down with all of it, but it is crazy. Yeah, you do got to be open to it. What are some of the things you learned? You say you studied the demon book, demon Bible.
Yeah, the Demon Dictionary. Um, it was from the I forgot the name of the family. The husband and wife that they did all the movies, the Conjuring was over. Um they are the ones that they talked about the Demon Dictionary for the first time I ever heard it. And then I was like one day I was like, let me see if that's on Audible. So yeah, I went on Audible to get it. Just because I'm curious about all that stuff, man. That's just how I am. I don't have any fear of it. I really don't. If you've seen the things that I've seen, um, and experienced the things that I've experienced, you you don't really all that stuff just goes away. Because I've seen some shit that will scare the shit out of you, and turns out it wasn't a demon at all. It was one of my guardians. So, yeah.
Yeah, facts. The way that we think about angels and demon is not the way they actually look for real. So you said it's a dictionary and not a Bible. So is it a book of just words like spells or like what's in it?
No, no, it gives you the names of the different demons and the breakdown of like what are they over and different things like that. You know what? I'll give you a prime example that'll give you a little bit of taste of that. If y'all haven't heard about the new Kevin Bacon show on Amazon Prime, them motherfuckers need to give me some money because I talk about them a lot. On Amazon Prime called The Bondsman. It's where Kevin Bacon is a bounty hunter. He dies, and then the devil brings him back to catch people who are demons and send them back to hell. And each time that they go and a new demon gets out of hell, either him or the person working with him will break down who the name of that demon and what they actually do, because each single one of them do different things. They have power over different stuff, and that's the part I find fascinating because y'all know there's NPCs out there, and I think Exorcist 3 said it. The easiest people to be possessed are actually elderly people and babies, because they're an empty vessel at that point. But nowadays, the easiest people that's been to possess is literally anybody, because of what people are doing. They don't have any internal growth about themselves, as well as they're not doing anything to shield themselves from outside forces as well. And it's much stronger than it's ever been. The veil is not like, I know y'all probably heard for a couple of years the veil is lifting. Let me tell you something. Last year the veil was thin. This year the veil is gone. There isn't one. The worlds are overlapping each other at this point, which is why anybody who is sensitive to energies, and they may have these dormant talents or abilities and they're waking up, may start seeing things that they weren't able to notice before. You know what I'm saying? It's I'm gonna let y'all know I've been seeing it since I was 9. So, but for me to like not see anything like that and then just one day wake up and start seeing little stuff here and there, yeah, it would definitely make me think I was going crazy. For many years I thought I was. Uh, but it turns out I wasn't. So it's a wild road, but as they say, once you open the door, you can't close it. So that's a disclaimer I try to tell as many people as I can that this is a fun road. I love it. I feel like a superhero with the things that keep waking up in my DNA, and I really enjoy it. But I was told by my homegirl that was a witch. I've said this many times. She said once I open the door, I can't close it. And I said, that's fine. Let me kick the bitch open then. So I kicked it open. and, and it's been a while and ever since, man. What you got, Jess? Oh man.
Um, I just wanted to kind of tap into the um what she was talking about in the video a little bit with I'm sorry, with gematria. I'm not sure if you are familiar with gematria or gematrix, but pretty much it's it's dealing with numbers and how a word or name corresponds in number form, and how certain names and words can have the same number in gematria and numerology, and how they relate to one another. Have you learned anything about that?
No, I didn't know anything about that. Numerology and synchronicity of the numbers and stuff. Yes, I know about that. But what you talking about? No, I never heard of it before. So that's actually that's actually interesting to me. See, now you're gonna add on more stuff for
Okay,
me to learn.
so here's a really fun thing for you to do. Go to Gematria or Gematrix online. They have a Gematria calculator, and you type in your name, your full name or your first name, and see how many corresponding words there are to your name, your full name, like first, middle, last, or just your first name, or any nickname that you've been called all your life, and see how many corresponding words there are that specifically relates to you and your life here on earth thus far. And I'm telling you, you're going to be surprised to see how many words and different things are specifically related to you. I mean, I did my gematria a while back, and I saw my favorite uncle that passed away. I called him Uncle Ron. And why was Uncle Ron there? You know? So it's certain things that, might be really specific to you that are in your Gematrix relation word thing. Like they gather a bunch of words with the same number as your name, um, and you see how any of those words relate to you. And sometimes it's like scary, you know, because you're like, how, you don't really know. It's kind of like fate, or it was just meant for you to have that moment in your life and then see that at this point in time. It might have a number like, 1990, and something pivotal happened to you in 1990, and you're like, whoa, how? And, there's really no explanation other than that was meant to happen for you. That was in your storyline. It was in your script as a human. So everybody, go check it out, be amazed, and thank me later.
Okay, so the one thing I'm gonna tell you is that is fantastic because I'm curious. The other thing I'm gonna tell you is before, can you find the links to that and post them in the comment section so we can all tap into that? Because I, you know what? I will say something that is kind of odd when you talk about Dematria, and the odd part about my life is that I could say that I've been living it. Like the things in my life that have been happening, no matter how small um, or minuscule people may think they are. But to me, I can find the string that links different things together of why this happened to this, that linked to this and that. So um, that kind of sounds like Dematria, actually. That would be really cool to see. I actually read the I Ching when I was 18, when I started on this path after my life of craziness. Um, and I asked the book, what is in my future? Like, what is my life gonna be? And I read these seeds. I mean, rice. This rice is actually alive. It's not something you can eat, but it actually holds like a life, like an energy. And I did the whole thing, read the I Ching. And do you know that every damn thing that I read when I was 18 years old has been happening verbatim? That's happened in that book. I have some other things that's supposed to happen too, but and the crazy part is I didn't write any of this down. So my brain, what was in that book at 18 years old that I read was so vivid and hit so sharply to me that even to this day, I still remember every single thing that's supposed to happen. And after it usually happens, I get this like electrical shock up my spine and then I have the memory of what I read. Um yeah, I'm an odd duck, but I think that's what makes me an interesting character as well. But I used to tell people about this kind of stuff, and they look at me like, "What the fuck?" I'm like, yeah. Sorry, bro." So if you don't want to get some odd things happening to you, or I guess start going down this path that I'm on, you might not want to be around me a lot because, like I tell people, you step into my bubble, I don't step into yours. So the risk is up to you. That's a disclaimer. You know, things may change for you in very odd ways if you hang around me a whole lot. Just
I think that's dope, and I feel the same way. I'm sorry if I cut anybody off, but yeah,
um
I've had some strange things happen in my life. I mean, from deja vu to actually knowing, I was here before, this happened before, not being able to fully explain that. Um, it just is what it is, and you gotta keep keep going, keep moving, move on from that moment, and know that you have something that most people don't, and there's a reason for that, so you just got to keep going.
yeah. No, she right. She right. Oh, my bad. I was uh I was actually doing a quote on the It series supposed to be coming out later this year. It Welcome to Derry. Ooh, boy. I'm telling you, y'all know me. I love my crazy stuff. What you got,
Did
Billionaire?
you put the just? Did you put the website somewhere?
Oh yeah, I put in the comments. It's gematrix.org.
So it only shows the numbers of each letter of your name. Like, is that how it works? Or
Well, in the calculator, you go ahead and put your full name, and then it will show you any words that correspond with the same number as your name's number. I mean, whatever you want to search. If you want to search Jesus, if you want to search a certain type of plant, you have free will to do whatever you want, like search whatever you want and see what words correspond with that word or name. um and see how it relates in numerology, and maybe get some answers you didn't have before. But some of that, I will say, some of the things that might pop up might not correspond with you at all. You just kind of have to look for the words that do correspond, and think about how they correspond with your life, and how they relate to you personally. Because some of the things on there, like you might see Trump, you might see Putin, you might see Clinton, political BS, but you'll see certain things that are the meat of why you're even there, and you'll be so shocked, like, whoa, how is this here? How do they know this?
Oh, my bad. I fat fingered it. Just keep going. I'm sorry.
That's crazy. It's crazy as hell.
I I really didn't mean to do that. I was like
That is
looking
crazy.
and my finger
Yo,
slid
get
across a
security
little
on this
pad
guy, bro.
on
Get
my own
security on this
space.
guy. Yeah, on his own
Man,
space. Take him
come
out, man.
don't let me
It's
kick you
over.
from a B to an M.
It's
Come on
over.
now. Don't do
Oh
that.
my
Don't do that. Don't
God.
do
Yeah,
that.
I
alright.
didn't even
Let me
know
take
that
the
I
J off
was,
your name.
I
What the fuck
didn't
are you talking
even
about?
know. I
she
like
she's still talking.
that threw me off so crazy. I was like, fast fingered, what? I've never even heard that term before. I was thinking of something totally, okay, forget it. You guys,
Oh boy.
I'm no,
Yeah,
no, no, let's not go
that's
there. Let's not do that.
I don't
Uh
know what's going on. You
I'm
said it. I didn't
this
say
hey,
it.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. Okay? Cuz I was on a roll. I was over here talking. I didn't even know I was on mute. I'm like, "Wait a minute. Fast what?" Okay. All right.
Oh man.
Let's move forward. Uh shoot. You totally knocked me off.
see, that's
Oh
what I'm saying.
man.
Mm-mm-mm.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Like I meant to say fat fingered anyway. I said fast finger because of what actually happened. I didn't, on your phone you can fat finger, but me using that little trackpad, I went to go hit the unmute button. My finger slid across and went bam, click right on mute space. I was like, damn. So yeah, that's why I said fast finger instead of fat finger. It's different on the phone. You can fat finger it on the phone.
Okay. Well,
My bad.
well, so yeah, I was just saying you'll be surprised as to what pops up specifically for um your name and how it relates to you and your life. But there is going to be, some BS on there, like, and that does not relate to you or your life at all. But um yeah, try it out. See what you think. Like I said, thank me later.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm checking it out right now.
Yeah, that's actually that's really really cool though. So I definitely am going to have to check that out. For the simple fact that man, you get curious because you want to know what pops up. Like, hold up, like where is the correlation? This links into this. It's like, holy shit, what's going on with my life? Um, which is fun. That's the part I'm talking about of people being curious and having fun. Like those things are fun to figure out. I'm not a person who does like online social media trends or I was never the kid that wanted to play Bloody Mary internet. I don't do none of that bullshit. Like I just don't care. But finding out information like this where I can look it up and I feel that it's bringing some kind of joy to my life as well as more information about myself and different things. I do that stuff all the time. That is actually fun to me. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, we all have our different tastes, but mine is looking into things that other people are too scared to look into. That's just where I am. Mm. Oh my god, my leg. Okay, so um, man, it's actually has been a really good space. It's been very refreshing because I do such in-depth spaces talking about stuff. Y'all know with the uh Keelanetics with Rex that we do bi-weekly, which will be next Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you definitely gonna want to tap in for that because it's so much information over indigo children. It's not even funny. It is 41 pages. So it's gonna take us some time to get through all of it, and we're digesting them in slow bites instead of trying to give you all the information at once, which could probably take like 4 hours. But at a certain point, if you've been to college or you've been somewhere listening to someone give a lecture and they so melatonin with their volumes and everything, you don't remember what the hell that motherfucker said. I guarantee you don't even remember what the hell his name was afterwards, unless it was on the marquee or the board back there. You you're not even gonna remember that dude's name. So that's actually that's actually a good space. I think a lot of people are learning a lot about themselves. I'm learning a lot about myself and how it's just confirming things that I already knew. Um Kind of like I have this okay, so we all got birthmarks, right? So I have a birthmark on my leg that I always thought since I was a kid it actually said something because it was very odd looking. It doesn't look like a blotch or just like a circle or anything like that. Like they look like letters, but they look like very, very old letters from a very old time. And I was very curious about it. And my homegirl, who's a witch, she's into all that occult knowledge and deep diving into different things like that. That's very old school. So I took a picture of it and then I sent it to her, and I was like, "Tell me this don't look like letters." And she was like, "You know what? That does look like letters." So she looked it up. I cannot remember the language that that birthmark actually really looked like, but I know the meaning of it. The meaning of it was within is what the meaning was of the birthmark I have on my leg, is within, which I found crazy as hell with all the things that I'm doing and all the stuff that my deities and ancestors are teaching me to go within. The fact that I literally have some ancient lettering of a language on my leg as a birthmark that actually means within is fucking mind blowing to me. Even to this day. And I ain't told many people that. So it's a recorded space. I guess people will know now. I don't really give a shit though. So there's that. Oh man. Yeah. So it's a fun time. Yeah, I don't think I've even met anybody that has like a very odd birthmark like that. I don't know that maybe that's just me. But it just popped in my head cuz I can't remember the name of the language, but I just always find it very odd that the things that I knew about as a small child all came to fruition as my truth that I was correct when I became much, much older. And as I get these loops closed that are even from when I was a child, I do feel more empowered as me being a shaman slash priest slash life coach slash spiritual worker, whatever you want to call me. Um, it really solidifies me more in my confidence that I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Um, and that to me makes me feel good, especially when over your life a lot of times people call you crazy or stupid or that's just odd. Um, but now I feel like highly empowered by all of this stuff. I'll tell y'all a story right now, and then I'll let you and either you, billionaire or Jess, if y'all have anything to add to any of this. Um, Yesterday, right? Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. I was taking a nap on the day before yesterday. I was taking a nap, right? Because I try to take one every day. And my daughter comes in there and asks me, "Can I use your ring light?" Because she's gonna be braiding her own hair. And I'm like, "Yeah." So I lay back down, and I heard them tell me she's about to get the big light. Don't let her get the big light because there's a strong chance she's gonna break your light. Not by she's gonna do something crazy, but my daughter is a little accident prone. And I'm thinking to myself, like, nah, she probably gonna, I'm saying back to them in my own head, nah, she probably gonna grab the little light because it's on the table down here. It's the first thing you can see. The big light is over, on the other side over here. You should immediately go to that light, especially in a small room. And it turns out I lay back down, and then I hear them telling me again, she gonna grab the big light. How about let me tell y'all something how I know how tapped in I am. When I came downstairs, do you know what light she had in her hand? That big ass fucking light. And I said, "No, it's the little one." And then I walked back upstairs and laid down. Like, y'all have to understand, when a person is really tapped in, we we see you're seeing without time. Like, I literally could see her upstairs while I was upstairs with my eyes closed of what she was doing down here with that light. And the last image I saw was her with the light in her hand, about to walk past this chair that I'm sitting in, holding the light sideways. When I came down the stairs, that's exactly the fucking position she was in when I came downstairs. When I looked right at her, I the walls didn't mean anything. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about with getting tapped in with things that you may be scared of, and um still being curious about it, because once you start actually like practicing different things and different methods and trying different stuff out, and little things come up, you are not going to believe it at first. Seeing is believing. It's another thing when you see it in your own head and nobody else can see it. But over time, you will get confirmations. You always ask for a confirmation and you will get one. Um, but it's just, that's like the most recent thing. But I have this kind of stuff happen to me every day now, like all day. There's, there ain't, there's just nowhere around it. It happens to me every day, all day long now. And I'm just, I'm just trying to take it all in and work my way through it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know if billionaire or just if y'all have anything that's been happening to you oddly after all these portals, because we've had a lot of portals pop up. The 22, 44 just passed, like the eclipse. Like, there's a lot of things that's happened to keep waking up dormant things in people. So I don't know what y'all been experiencing, but ladies first, and then billionaire, I'll let you go.
I think I've just been experiencing a a deeper connection with angels. Sometimes I speak to them and I will feel certain things and uh, have changes in my daily life just from speaking to them uh, and experiencing the people around me in a different way after speaking to them. And it's not something that I openly talk about, but it definitely has been a huge change recently in my life. And I know that they're real because of that. Um, but yeah, I mean, I've experienced a lot of what you talk about in my whole life, throughout my whole life. Um, not, being able to astral view just yet, but definitely being able to feel and envision where I'm at, and um and what's around me, and be able to like visualize it, and then going to see if it is exactly how I visualized it, and then seeing that it is, but not not in a way where uh it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. You know what I'm saying? Like um yeah, I don't I didn't have that or any specific thing that relates to exactly what you were talking about, but similar, and I call it visualizing, you know. I'm not able to remote view or astral project, but I can visualize what I know is there from what I've seen before, and get up, open my eyes and look at it and see exactly what I thought I was going to see, if that makes any sense. But yeah, I mean, I know that angels are real. Like, I feel like I've seen them in person, even in different people that I've communicated with. And I think that that's pretty cool that they are, you know, communicating with me and wanting me to see them. But other than that, you know, I'm open to the new experiences. I'm open to the all the different possibilities that could be in this veilless reality now that we're in. What about you, billionaire?
Um, for me, I've experienced more of a closer relationship with God, and like even closer than what I had before. Like I was straight before, but now it's like I'm including Him more, even in my businesses amongst my team. We'll have like a morning prayer before we start. Start working on the company or start working um, while watching the markets. So even including Him more in like what I'm actively pursuing too is something I started doing. So that's been the main shift for me, and I just think it's an energy surge in general. So you gotta. It just depends how you use it. If you don't really know how to use it for things that you really want, to happen in your life, then you're cooked. But if you can focus and focus all the energy on something you're pursuing or building or trying to get better at, then you're gonna be straight. I think this year is really like a building year for people who've been consistent, and next year, they're gonna be way better than the positions they are right now. So I think it's an important year for sure.
Oh, it's definitely a year for closing out loops, man. If you don't close them out, you just gonna take another ride. But here's the kicker: if you think you can kick a can down the road and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna come back up to the end of the year," nah, man, this is the year. And if you don't, it may take 5 years for this loop to come back around to you, or it may skip you and go down your lineage to another time. So it may not even come back around for you. So people just I know you scared. Don't get me wrong, I am too. I know you may be in a bad position that you don't really like and you have to do things that you normally have never had to do, which I am there right now too, but just because you're in a bad situation doesn't mean you can't grow and keep pushing forward as positively as you possibly can. Cause like I've said many times before, people didn't know I was homeless at one point in time. You know what I'm saying? They had no idea because of what I was still able to do. Even right now, my situation is not what I want it to be right now. But nobody knows that unless I tell you because of the energy that I bring to the table when I step out on something. So there's just a certain showmanship about stuff. Now, being vulnerable is very important as well because it allows people to really get to know who you really are. But a lot of times you have to be careful with that because there are nefarious people out there that They would never do anything nefarious around you because they be scared they're gonna get their hands put on them. But they'll do it on the internet if they know they can't, if you can't touch them. So you just have to not care, like at all. And luckily, I've gotten to that point where I just don't give a shit. Y'all have heard me say that so much. That should be my catchphrase on here. I don't give a shit. I don't. Um, because there's nothing I could do about that. The only thing I can keep doing is me. But I will tell you one thing, just to give another disclaimer. You go to fucking with me in the wrong kind of way, I don't have to do anything to you. I have things around me that you can't see that will do things to you. So I don't need to touch you. I don't need to do any of that. I don't need to get physical with you. Um I got things that'll fuck with you on, on a spiritual level and not on a physical level. So like I say, fuck around and find out if you want to. I don't do nothing to people because I understand what it feels like to be bullied. Shit, I know what it feels like to bully someone. And that's only because I was being bullied. It didn't last very long, but I'm too much empathetic. And the kid I did bully, like I guess you could say that was another time that like I really could feel the empathy really like come out to play is when I tripped this kid on the way up to the chalkboard, which is like that's like some TV show shit, you know what I'm saying? Movie shit that you normally see. But when that little kid looked up at me, I could feel his soul on how hard he was like how bad that I did that to him and how deeply it affected him right then and there. Like I felt what he felt. And I never bullied that kid after that. I never did anything negative to him, even though he became like a fucking tag along shadow. Every time I turned around, he was there. I couldn't go nowhere without him being there. You know what I'm saying? And that's only because a lot of people was not nice to him and his sister. You know what I'm saying? Because they grew up um they grew up poorer than I did. They couldn't afford the R. Let me just go on and say that they were poor. They had those kerosene heaters. And if you grew up in my time, you get the kids that smell like kerosene every day at school. So kids gonna mess with them anyway. Hand me down clothes. Um, but I still wasn't mean to him. I cracked jokes with him, was cool with him. I hope in his later years that he became um someone great and was able to, help his family and change things. But that day that changed me on that. So then I became I became the joker for the nerds and used to talk shit to the jocks in dodgeball because they couldn't hit me anyway. So my coach and the PE teacher or the gym teacher used to sit there and laugh at me and loved me talking shit to them. He said it was the funnest part about his day is whenever we do dodgeball on Fridays, and I would go on a team with the nerds and not the jocks, even though I was built like a jock. And I would just talk shit to him the whole time. He let me say whatever I wanted to say, and he would just sit over there and use that clipboard and hit himself on the legs, laughing his ass off because no matter how mad these kids were or what I said, they couldn't hit me with that ball. Um, uh, and I was very agile, you know what I'm saying? Tumbling and doing backflips and cartwheels and all kinds of stuff, and they just couldn't hit me. Now, it did get to a time like I know y'all know that when you get down to one person, how they let you come up on a line and they're super close, right? And that's where they can fuck you up. They could never hit me doing that either. And I mean, they used to throw them little rubber thing at like right by. They tried to hit me in the face a lot. It never happened. Never happened. How I got out usually was that somebody would throw the ball and it might hit the back of my foot or like the bottom part of my leg. But I never got hit in the chest or in the face or anything major. And I'm telling you, if y'all was there, that shit was a comedy show. I used to say some of the most fucked up stuff about these jocks. And the coach just laughed. He loved that shit. And we used to sit on the bench when I wouldn't be playing stuff. And me and him would just be sitting there talking, and I still would be talking shit about the jocks. And he loved it. It was a great time. It's a great
Man,
time.
I know your ass. I knew your ass was a little menace back in school, bro. Back in elementary
Oh
school.
yeah. As a kid, I was more like a problem child. And in high school and middle school, I was literally like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I was Ferris. That's kind of how it was. Uh, I
That
just
makes
didn't have that
sense.
money. I ain't have that Ferris. We ain't had that Ferris money, but uh, a lot of the antics that he pulled and things that he did, I was able to do. What you gonna do? I mean, hey, we all have our
They should have.
charms.
They should have had you in the movies.
Ah. No, I did one commercial, and y'all will never find it. It was an internet commercial, and it was for the Wedge, which is a pizza place. They do all kinds of the crazy toppings that you could think of for pizza and stuff like that. They had just opened one downtown in Oklahoma City, and a guy that I knew, um, that I met at the car wash, he actually wanted me to star in a commercial. The funny part is I've never told nobody this fucking information. But I guarantee you nobody's gonna find that video. I know for a fact you ain't gonna find it. But if you do, I'm gonna kick myself in the ass. But I don't think you will. But what the concept was, it was a rainy day, actually just like today. And I was supposed to be getting out of the limo, so he rented a big limo, and I was supposed to be in this like music star or whatever, and I'm sitting in the back, and I have a butler named Pennyworth, which is hilarious to me. I can't remember if he was black or white. I think he was white. But and the whole concept was I was supposed to have been, asking Pennyworth like, where should we go eat? I don't want a 5-star restaurant anymore. I just like to get some pizza, like maybe a slice or a wedge. And then he said this place. I get out of the car. He's holding an umbrella over me. I got nice clothes on. And yeah, I did that commercial out of a limo. And I will tell y'all, those fucking lights were hot as shit. I was sweating so bad back there in the back of that limo with them damn lights. But yeah, that's the one commercial I've done a long time ago, and I am positive nobody's gonna find that shit. So good hunting. If you do, I'm just gonna laugh. I'm gonna kick myself in the ass, but I'm gonna laugh also.
You tempting a lot of people here, bro. I don't
Hey,
know. I think someone's gonna get it.
I'm on it. I've accepted the mission already.
ain't nobody gonna find that shit, man.
It's over.
Um, nobody gonna find it. But at the end of the day, I'm not a guy you could bring a scandal to. I will never be one of those. No matter if I end up super famous or uber rich or whatever that kind of crap, you're not going to be able to extort me with anything. You're not going to be able to get me to feel bad about something that I did back in the past. You're just not going to do any of that shit. I am comfortable with myself. I have dealt with the things that I need to deal with in my life. And if something popped up that I might have done that people find nefarious or whatever, then fucking just when you present it, I'm gonna come on and I'm gonna tell you, yeah, I did it. Y'all have a nice day. I'm gonna walk the fuck off. Like it's not it's not gonna be a long drawn out thing because I don't give a fuck. Okay. It's usually something that happened a long time ago. It ain't got nothing to do with crime or doing SA or nothing. You ain't gonna find beating on women. You ain't gonna find nothing like that. You might find some other stuff, but at the end of the day,
Your
I don't
ass fucking hell.
I don't fucking care, man. I just don't, bro. Like I lived a lot of my earlier part of my life being scared of people finding out who and what I am. And once I was able to be confident and comfortable with who and what I am, all that other shit I could care less about. That's
Nah, I feel you. I mean, that's how you have to be, bro. You can't really let other people's opinion. Um, we're all sinners. You feel me? So we're all gonna get judged one day. You got to know the weight of your own sins. So you can't really be judging. You feel me? But yeah, you put the challenge out though. So that's where it came from. And Just is about to find it in like 5 minutes. But you good, bro. You feel me? It don't really matter. It sounds like it was just a commercial, anyways, right? So.
it
Uh,
was. It was my first commercial. That's why I was like, Well, you know how things go with relationships and things like that. So who knows if I might get a vengeful person one day.
Yeah, I feel you.
That's what I'm saying. Any of that stuff, I don't give a shit. Like I just don't care. I don't care because I don't have any of the things that I feel matters when somebody pulls something up on you from way back in the day. It's usually something very, very damaging. And at the end of the day, what you should be doing is just own up to it. Yeah, I did it. This is blah 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 what happened, and take your penance for it and move on instead of trying to. No, I'm not gonna say nothing about it. I'm gonna keep it as yeah. Don't do that because then that makes other people want to bring up stuff that you've done with that too. So yeah, there's probably some people that probably say I was an asshole and all kinds of stuff. You fucking right, I was, and I apologize for it and I've worked on it with myself and I became a better person. I've told y'all many a times. I was I was a problem child before I was a nice person. I had more fun doing little fucked up shit to people. Testing their butt and seeing what can make them tick, what makes them break, what makes them happy and sad. I've been doing that since I was like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years old. So this is a road that I have gone down for a very long time. I'm very good at those kind of things, but not knowing that it's actually linked into the psychic type of things that I have, in my DNA, they work in unison with each other. So that part is a little it was a little crazy in itself when I actually really sat down and thought about it. I was like, dang, could I have actually been using those to my advantage at that period of time as well? So there's a good possibility, but just if you find it, I'm a clap for you. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you a golf clap.
I'm just messing with you. I think it's funny how we do certain things. Like I did a fashion show a long time ago. I don't think anybody would find the video, but I was in a Walmart commercial. Um and I was modeling the clothes and looking cute and stuff. But I've never been able to find the commercial myself, but I know it exists somewhere out there. So I just thought it was funny. Pick on you.
Oh no, you good. You good. I've been picked on a lot. It does nothing for me. It makes me laugh. Um because it's just funny. I find it funny of the things that people allow other people to have power over them for instead of just owning up to it and moving on. Because once you've owned up to it, the energy that has built around that thing, it literally has no more power. Like it dissipates immediately. The only problem is that you may say and actually be truthful about it, like this is what it is, and you still feel bad about it. And the reason why you do feel bad about it is because you still ain't dealt with it yet. Like, yeah, you're out of your mouth, you might have said, like, yeah, yeah, it's cool. I ain't worried about it. It's whatever. But then when you go back home or when the camera's cut off, you losing your shit and getting depressed. It's because you ain't really dove into the shadow work of working through that and literally getting it to go away. And me, I did all that already. Um because of how many years I've been doing this. I've been doing this like 24 years. So, I've dealt with a lot of stuff. I have more things to work out, but that's literally what happens when you take up the mantle. I've said this before that some people don't understand that some of your problems that you have and things that you go through aren't even yours. It's from your lineage before you, not fixing the problem then, and then it get bumped down to you. And some people be like, "Well, how is that a thing?" It's a thing because there is a spiritual connection, there is a DNA connection as well. So, if things were done enough and the blood, if water holds memory and your body is mostly water, you trying to tell me the things that were done that weren't fixed don't hold water or weight in your blood? When your blood is a lot water, like it does, it transfers right over. So somebody's got to break the cycle. And I've said it many times. They asked me, do you want to do this or not? And I said, yeah, I do. So I took it up. I'm the only boy. My father didn't have any sons. I'm the only one he had. So that's got to mean something. Me and four sisters. It's got to mean something. So I'm not. I take that back. I got five. I got five sisters. One I just found out about before he passed. Um. So yeah, no, I just feel people just need to. They just need to do the work. And I'm not gonna ever tell you or sugarcoat it for you that it's fun, it's easy, it's enjoy. It's not. It's the equivalent to getting a really good massage. A person who really knows how to give a good massage, you feel like you got your ass whooped. But over the couple days, you feel better and better. But in the process, yeah, they really, dig in with the elbow and do all that. It's painful. But you feel much better and lighter over time. Plus, your story may help somebody's life. What you got, Jess?
I was just gonna say, especially for the generational curse breakers, I mean, we have a job. I mean, I'm the only one in my family that knows about everything that we've been talking about. And I've talked to some of my family, and they're telling me, hey, listen, get a regular job. You need to be focused on your pension and everything. And I'm like, oh my God, I get it. I get it. I just don't see myself there anymore. And they don't understand me at all. And that's just how it is. That's how it's been for the generational curse breakers. You have to be willing to do it scared. You have to be willing to do it alone. You have to be willing to go against the grain of what you were taught as a kid and know that you're still doing the right thing. And it's not easy. And the humiliation rituals and different things that you might go through that will try to break you down is all for you to lift yourself up and know that you have what it takes to do what it is that you accepted to do as a generational curse breaker. So it's a tough road, but you have everything that you need to succeed. And I have to tell myself that continuously because it's tough. It's rough and tough. And sometimes you don't think that you have what it takes. And you have to be able to motivate yourself and know that you have everything that you need to succeed. It's just gonna take some toughening up. We gotta toughen our skin. We gotta be the toughest ones spiritually and mentally in order to really get through it. So, I mean, I know everything that you're talking about, man. I'm glad that there's others out here that are doing it too and talking about it because this is who I needed to connect with.
100%. Yeah, this is the road. It's not. It's the road less traveled, but nowadays there's more people trying to take this road. Which I commend them for it because it's not easy. People are scared of their own damn shadow, let alone the shit in their life that they just keep sweeping under the rug and acting like it's gonna go away. Because it doesn't. It affects everything about you. It affects your mind. It affects your organs. It affects your muscles. It will affect anyone you're around. It People don't get it. I might not have been studying energy for 40 years, but I've been living it. I've been living it for 42 years. And what I know about energy and how to manipulate it and transmutation and all that kind of stuff, I learned it by doing it. I didn't even know the names of this stuff until I started getting into all this. And then I tell somebody something like that. Oh, it's blah, 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 this. I'm like, what? I had no idea. That's because they were teaching me how not to worry about trying to figure out what the names is and all this other kind of stuff. That may be for some people, but some people learn better by just doing stuff and then figuring it out afterwards. And that is how I was taught. That's how they taught me. They didn't tell me what books I needed to go read or nothing. Nah, they just put me in a situation where something had to be used, and then I had like an epiphany, or probably them telling me of what it was that was done. but never any scientific names or any of that kind of stuff. So all these things I just been learning about the past few years of what the names are of the things that I've been doing just naturally. So yeah, I mean I love anime. You know, I love superheroes and all those things. And I always wished that I was one of those when I was a kid. It turns out I was one the whole damn time. So it's it's when I think about it every time I laugh this hard every single time because it's like you be wishing something and then it comes to find out, no, no, you don't need to wish. That was you. No, no, that was you. You are one of them. So it's just been fun, man. It's been up and down, but it still has been fun regardless because I wouldn't have this type of clarity or have this type of pull with the things that I'm saying and people listening to me if I didn't go through all of that. Now, don't get me wrong. On days I just be like, man, can you come the fuck on already? Like I'm tired of this shit. Like I just want to get there. And like I think I've been through enough. You know what I'm saying? 20 something years of this. I think I've been through enough. Can we just fucking park the car there already instead of me having to go on this road that you keep pulling me off of for these detours, helping other people, bringing in information that needed to be given to certain people in certain areas, and then putting me back on the road. Y'all have no idea how many detours I've been on this one road. It always comes back to this road, but they always were sending me on a detour somewhere else to say something or speak to someone at a job or have a scenario or whatever or an awakening there, and then they would send me somewhere else. So I mean, at the end of the day, I guess I kind of was walking a little bit of the Jesus path, even though I don't believe in none of that stuff. um because he was around all of the nefarious people and trying to bring knowledge to those. And I've done that, but I didn't do it by like hanging out with him at places. Now, granted, I've been to some places in my life. You know what I'm saying? Even at 12, I went with my stepbrother because I didn't know my stepbrother was a blood. I didn't know anything about gang life or none of that shit. So we go to a party. He has me go to a party with him. I'm 12 years old, right? I'm big. I look big for my age though. And I'm at the party and I'm just dancing and stuff, enjoying myself. And I'm looking around. I was like, why the fuck everybody got red on? This is crazy. It don't make no sense. That lets you know where I came from. I came from the hood, but my mom's Marine boyfriend told every drug dealer in the neighborhood, if you even try to come up to him about drugs, I will come here and kill everybody in your house. So that's why I never experienced gang life or or, or selling drugs at that time because he wasn't playing. But yeah, I'm like looking around all the bloods and everything, and some girl pulls out a pocket knife and she's dancing with a pocket knife. You know how weird that is? That's some weird ass shit. So afterwards, I asked him, I was like, why was everybody wearing red? Like, that's just crazy. He looked at me crazy. He said, hold up. You thought people were just wearing red just to wear red? I was like, well, yeah. I mean, I don't, was there another reason why they wearing it? He was like, yeah, I'm in a gang. That's my gang family. I was like, a gang? Like, what's that?
Not dancing with a pocket knife. Oh my
Oh my
god.
God.
Oh my God,
Man,
what the?
it was crazy because she he straight up told me, he said, hold up, you don't know nothing about gangs? I was like, no, I don't even know what you're talking about. He said, okay. So he started telling me about, the Bloods and Crips and him being a blood and everything. I was like, this shit is crazy. But I never joined any of that shit. Don't find it interesting. I don't like people being able to control me. Okay. That's the reason why I make sure I stay out of jail. I realized very early that if I didn't like my mom put me on punishment, why would I want to go to jail where I'm on punishment as an adult? With people that can send people to beat me up, amongst other things. I think I want to stay out. I'm good. So that's what always kept me out of kept me out of jail. That and the fact that I promised my mama every time I leave the house, even if I was gone for 3 weeks, a month, traveling around, helping, friends with raves and doing other nefarious things, that I would always come home. Always. And I did every single time. And now sometimes it got crazy now. Some things happen. You know what I'm saying? I seen some things, but I always made it back. Always. And that was a promise to her. And I said something to her about that last week. I said, remember I promised you that I was always gonna come home and I never was gonna be in jail? She was like, yeah. I said, did I? And didn't I come home? And she was like, you right, you did. And I'm like, exactly. Exactly. But I had to apologize to her. I left my mom stressed the fuck out. Like she was not really sleeping. Especially all through high school. Cause I was never home. I was barely home. And when she couldn't whoop me no more because I didn't feel it at all, she knew she couldn't control me no more. And that's when I got a little crazy. So it's good to know that through my life I don't have a record at all. Um I might not have finished high school, but I've learned so much about being in the world. Um as well as who I am today has been trained by many, many women, deities, my ancestors, as well as about 30 to 40 different men from all different walks of life, different tax brackets, and different races. So I don't discriminate on knowledge. So it's always helped me to be able to talk to people and be in rooms that other people won't ever be in because that bothers them for some reason. I don't give a shit. Knowledge is knowledge. And if we conversating, then we conversating. So it's it's just it's just been a road. I will say that. Just I see you had your hand up. Do you want to say something?
No, I was just tripping for a second. I was laughing so hard when you said the girl was dancing with a pocket knife. I couldn't stop laughing.
It was so crazy to me. I was like, what is she doing? This is weird. I know you think that I'm 16 years old. I may look like I'm 16 years old. I'm literally like 12 or 13. I'm just really big, really tall for my age. And when I seen that, I just found it so odd because the part that made it even odder is that I'm dancing, she dancing in front of me. She pulls his pocket knife out, she's dancing with it, and she looking at me while she doing it. And I'm just like, now she wasn't trying to stab me or nothing. I'm
She
like, is
was
this a
trying to
mating
cut your
ritual?
ass.
It's,
She was saying, Jonathan, come over here.
nah, I ain't trying to get stabbed up now. I'm good. I do the stabbing around here. Uh,
Nah, she was gonna teach you how to use that thing.
nah, my dad taught me how to use a knife when I was 12. So just like I taught Kinsey when she was 9. So yeah, no. But it was weird, man. My stepbrother was in and out of jail, man. I think he's out now. But in and out of jail all the time. Smart dude, but just did stupid stuff.
It's
Mm.
tough.
Say what now?
I said that's tough
Yeah, man.
because the system is crazy.
It really is. That's why it's like best to do what you can to stay out of it. And it doesn't pay to be a criminal nowadays, man. It's a dumb move to be a criminal, bro. Like with all the cameras, all the tech, people recording stuff all the time out on the street. Somebody's gonna see you do something somewhere. It's just much smarter to learn a skill. There's just or something because it's too many things and too many ways out here to make money legally. And you don't even have to leave your damn house. Like if you don't like going to a 9 to 5, that's fine. But if you selling drugs and doing stuff like that, technically a lot of them have them come to the house to pick that stuff up. Now you could be doing something positive and making money from the house that actually will look good on a resume, and not that you've been to prison or whatever. Because yeah, it sucks that people they don't give society doesn't give people a second chance. They act like they do, but they really don't. Like
Nah, they don't. I mean, it's crazy because the people who are I was into that stuff when I was younger, but a lot of the drug dealing and that side of things, scamming, like a lot of that are business skills that you can take to legal shit. Anyways, you just got to give it time, just that time, because you really never know like when it's gonna work. People aren't willing to kind of bet on themselves and faith because sometimes it could take a while. You feel me? Some people it takes them 10 years, 5 years. You just don't know. Um, I started my entrepreneurial journey like 2020, 2019. So I've been doing it for a while. You feel me? Yeah. Whatever it is, you're gonna have to pay the price for whatever you're trying to do, whatever price that is.
Hmm. That's 100%
Also
true.
wanted to.
Go ahead, Just. Go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry.
No, go ahead.
I I I wanted to talk a little bit more about what you were talking about earlier with the whole, we're superheroes thing. Uh, I don't know if anybody's seen it, but there's this show on Netflix called Behind Her Eyes. And pretty much in the show, the lady, she's astral projecting, and she doesn't even know that she's doing it. She tells her friend about it, and then he's like, "Oh, how do you do that?" She teaches him how to do it, and then they astral project outside of their bodies together, and they end up swapping bodies. And it's a crazy show. But the girl who told her friend about it, she didn't even know that she was doing it. She just, and I think Come Trudity knows what I'm talking about. She didn't even know that she was doing it, and she didn't know what it was called. Her friend looked it up, and he was like, "Oh, this is astral projecting, this is what you're doing." And she just kind of has the mentality like you. She's like, "Oh, I didn't really want to know what it was called. I just, this is just what I've been doing since I was a kid." And it turns out to be like what you said, used for very nefarious reasons from her friend who wasn't really her friend. No friend does that. But I think it's a really good watch for you, because you could get some other perspective of what it's like to um or what it's like to have those superpowers and not even know that you have them until somebody tells you that you have them, and then somebody kind of like work against you with your own thing that you taught them. Um but you know I've been seeing a lot of people on TikTok, at least, that have been practicing telekinesis as well. And I haven't really experimented so much with trying to develop telekinetic abilities, but I know that it is possible because there are people who have been doing it. So, I mean, I kind of wanted to know how you feel about all of that.
Well, to be honest with you, um, I mean, a lot of things have been coming online over the years for me. But I did watch a movie that I love that I own, The Men Who Stare at Goats, which is based on a true story of the government having a secret group of like these spiritual spies that could do all these like really cool things like astral project as well as remote viewing. The government is really big on that. That's the reason why people don't understand. Like when they start diving into things, um, dealing with the government with this stuff, you find out why they try to push you off not doing any of it because they've been doing it for a long time. And the Man Who Stare at Ghosts, the movie, was that's what they were trying to build, like a super soldier in a different type of way. The funny part about that, now when I watched the movie, I instantly knew that this was a real thing. Even though my friends laughed at me and was like, nah. I'm like, whatever. I know it is. But here's a kicker for you about the movie. The lead guy in the movie who is based over an actual real person who's teaching them all this information. Do you know I actually went to go work on a oven for an elderly lady. Um me probably like a year or two back when I was living in Oklahoma, and we're sitting and talking. You know how you meet somebody and y'all just seem like y'all old friends, like you might have met each other in another life or something like that. So me and her just chilling and talking, and I'm working on our oven or whatever. Do you know this lady was trained by that guy? That old lady was trained by the same dude who was in that damn movie that was based on a true story, who was teaching everybody else how to stare at goats and do all that other spiritual stuff. She talked about him and said what his hair looked like and his name and everything. She knew him. It, it you got to understand how mind blowing that was to me for another loop to be closed on something like that. Me and her talked for hours. She was a fantastic woman, and I hope she's doing great right now. Because she said that our conversation and me being over there felt like it put some zip back in her life. Um, because she just nobody came to see her. Nobody cared about seeing her, and that's what I did a lot for my job. I did that more than I installed appliances. Is that I was a comforting ear for people that people just didn't seem to care about. Um, but that's here nor there. We'll talk about that another time. But yeah, if you go watch that movie, The Men Who Stare at Goats, the hippie guy that's teaching them all those abilities, I was at a customer's house that was trained by that dude. She knew how to astral project and everything. We had very long conversations about that. Um, so yeah, no, just I believe in all of that. Some of the things that people what they talk about, I didn't know the names for, but I was able to do. Scared the shit out of me, but I was able to do that. At one point when I was like really heavy into it, when I was in my 20s, like doing Tai Chi like 2 or 3 times a day, meditating, learning all these other different techniques, reading these books, I was able to, at the time, I was able to see with my eyes closed. Like, I mean, like, I'm talking like, if you've seen Neo, I mean, The Matrix, in the last Matrix movie, when he lost his sight and he was able to see Smith, that's what I was able to do with my eyes closed. I could sit there with my eyes closed and see people and everything through my own eyelids because I wasn't looking through my physical eyes. I was looking through my spiritual eyes. So I could see. Um so yeah, that's actually, I do believe in that. And I think there's things that aren't documented that people are able to do too. Mm-mm-mm. Uh-oh. Did I stump everybody?
Nah, you good. I believe in it too, for sure. I think if you're not naturally that strongly connected with it, and even if you are, it's kind of like going to the gym. And if you continuously keep working at it and like working it out, getting stronger at it, you can definitely develop doing, telekinesis or whatever you're trying to do. Even if it takes a while, you feel me? If you're just consistent with it, so it's not a lot of times instant for a lot of people, but yeah, you can do it, bro, for sure.
Because it's energy work. It's working with the energy that is within you and strengthening that energy and manipulating that energy in the way that you are trying to. And it takes chi. You might have to do some chi gong, you might have to do some tai chi in order to strengthen your energetic manipulating abilities. And yeah, I'm gonna start working on it because it looks really cool. And like you, John, I've always wanted to be a superhero and have those different abilities. So, I mean, I think it's worth a try. Everybody's so scared to do it. Might as well just try it and see what happens.
Oh, it's really fun for me. Now, it was scary, don't get me wrong, at first, but it still was fun for the fact that it's like, did I just break the barrier? But I'm telling you, nothing beats when I laid in that expensive tub, laid out end to end, did my oils and everything, and then I literally left my body and went to a whole nother dimension. And I'm thinking that I was gone for an hour, and it really was like 4 or 5 hours. And I was at it. I think I know I told y'all before. I was at that dinner party, And I was like a fly on the wall. That person that stands in the back at parties and don't usually say nothing, they just be chilling on the back of the wall with their drink. That's what I was at this place. But it didn't look like a regular place that we see now. It had the same look as when you look at oil in the sunlight and you see all those colors. The whole room looked like that, all the people. But when that girl came and walked past me and then walked back a couple steps and looked at me and was like, I can't remember what she said, what are you doing here? Or how did you get here? But as soon as she said that, I came right back to my body. Um, but I was a fly on the wall. Nobody noticed that. Nobody said anything to me. I just was listening to people's conversations. But it definitely was a party because they had two bars on both ends. And it wasn't packed out with a lot of people, which now that I think about it, probably lets me know that it was a secretive, seclusive, uh, not seclusive. It's exclusive. Some words you say that you ain't said in a long time. You
Secluded.
secluded. There we go. That should be
Yeah.
messing with me sometimes. You be like, hold up, does that sound right? I know y'all done that before. You spell out a word and you be like, that don't look right. And then you look at it on your
Yeah,
phone or you say it on your phone and you be like, okay, yeah, it's right. You be like, man, ain't this some shit? Uh, but yeah, that's actually how I felt about all that stuff, and those are all things that I couldn't even talk about to nobody at the time. In Oklahoma, all the things that I've been through, the only person I could talk to is my sister, and she hadn't had that kind of an awakening yet, and she may not have the same kind of awakening as me. Everyone up here is very nice and I respect them. But I'm gonna let y'all know, you can call me an asshole or not. Not all of y'all are gonna reach that level. It don't mean you should not achieve or try to be a better person. But some people are NPCs and they don't even know they are. So they think they are just, people with a soul walking around. So not everybody's gonna reach that level, but there is something that you can reach. Your life will be better regardless. Regardless if you're able to unlock different things in your DNA and stuff like that, one way or another, your life will be better than what it is before you started it. That is a guarantee. And who knows, if you were an NPC, you might wake up because that's all it means. You sleep, almost like you're in a coma. Well, equivalent to the Walking Dead, I would say. I'm gonna have to close this out here in a couple of minutes. I want y'all to give like your closing statements that you want to say to people for their week, because it's like one almost 1:30 and I gotta go get my niece because it's raining today and I know it ain't gonna be no tennis practice. The one day that we rocking in here, it's raining and she not gonna have tennis practice where I had to go get her at 3 o'clock. But we'll make it work. So I'll say ladies first. What you got for me, just?
Well, it's raining over there and it's snowing where I'm at. I'm so
Oh,
tired of this. I'm so tired of the
oh.
snow. It's April. Come on, God. I don't even know what's going on. They messing with the weather machines or what. um, but hey, we're gonna keep it positive. Stay in a positive mindset. Know that you were created to do amazing things. You can do anything that you want to do, and you put your mind to it. So you should try and believe in yourself. And we're gonna have a great week. This was an amazing space. Thank you, Jonathan, for showing up, and thank you everybody else who showed up. Thank you, Billionaire, for coming up and talking with us. It was a dope space. So I'm happy to be here, and I'll see you guys next week.
Uh, what you got there, billionaire?
sounded like a cartoon character. uh, yeah, man. I hope you guys have a great week. I appreciate everyone pulling up to support Jonathan. He's been doing this podcast for a minute now. He's been consistent. So I wish you nothing but the best, and I appreciate you letting me up. Um, yeah, again, have a great weekend, and just be focused. Focus all this energy of everything going around onto something you're really trying to do. Don't get distracted, and yeah, this is the year to really get busy. So, um, yeah, pull up next weekend, Jonathan. You do this every weekend, right?
You mean every Monday?
Yeah, every Monday. My fault. Y'all know the
put
game,
put
man.
the cannabis down, brother. Put the cannabis down, man.
Nah. It's just been a minute since I've been here, low key, bro. Not gonna lie, but yeah, I'll definitely pull up next Monday. My boy does it, and I hope you guys have a great week.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I always like to have somebody to talk to, man. Like now, granted, I can talk, I can lecture talk. I've done it many times since I started this space last August. God, I can't believe that. Eventually, it's gonna be a year. This is crazy. I started two spaces. I started both of them in August. No, I started the other one in September. But I have two spaces. So I have this brunch before lunch, and then I got the non-smoking section on Saturday nights. Um, and I'm working on, working on a little something else. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna keep that under reps for right now. Uh, I do appreciate everybody that gives me support. I like to support those that support me, and I would sit in here and talk to myself, but I wouldn't sit in here and talk to myself for like 3 hours though. That just sounds crazy. That sounds like some Bill Burr shit right there, which I love that dude. So uh, that kind of stuff happens. Next week you are gonna want to be here though, and you gonna want to bring your notebooks and your pens or pencils because it will be me and Rax going over kinetic sciences, and we still gonna be diving into indigo children. I think a lot of the information that we're going over, not a lot of people have. I think it's something that you really want to have, but they're all recorded. So if anybody ever wanted to go back and listen to when we started this, which I think was like a month ago or so, they can, and you're gonna get a whole breakdown. We even did, we even have video as well as like, what do you call that? We actually pulled up diagrams and put them on a screen and everything too. So it's a really good breakdown. Me and Rax really have fun doing it, giving knowledge to people. And if you watched last Monday, y'all would have seen me get activated by a sentence that she read um, out of this information. I mean, you can literally see on the screen that she says these words on a sentence and I get activated somehow, and it lasted for like 30 minutes. I felt like I was wearing a spacesuit of energy. Like when I moved my hand, I felt the energy hit my hand when I moved my hand, and it felt like the same thing on top. It was wild. It lasted for like 30 minutes. So it's something connected with me and that actual book and all that information. But if you want to see it and see what we talked about, that is actually posted on my page as well. This is Brunch Before Lunch, episode 27. We did talk about pyramid info and some more stuff because that's what I like to do. I will see y'all actually Saturday night if you're going to be there for Brunch Before Lunch. Um, Also, Wednesday night is not Wednesday night. It'll be Wednesday morning. My brother, Get Woke with Coke to go ahead and give you that espresso kick to kick your ass out of bed so you can do what you need to do for your day. That's at 8:30. And then Thursday nights we have my brothers Marcus and Smokey doing TCG Thursdays. And to be honest with you, TCG Thursdays is for collectors. So it doesn't matter what you collecting. If you want to talk about it, come up on stage. You can talk about it, but it's a good space, and you can win something. They give you something every week to win. Dealing with that, so even if you're not into it and you win something, it's gonna help get you into it. So it's a dope one as well. And then exposed media, we slowly taking over everything. The head of this flagship is Profits, and she has her Web3 exposed every day. I think there's only 1 or 2 days out of the week that she doesn't do that. She doesn't do weekends, but it's almost pretty much Monday through Friday. So we just having fun out here, slowly taking over, enjoying ourselves and doing what we love to do and what we want to do. And I wish the same for all of y'all. So I will see y'all next Monday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope y'all have a great week. Peace.